From McConnell Family Stadium here in downtown Erie, Pennsylvania, it's NCAA Division II football where the California Vulcans take on the Gannon Golden Knights. Hello and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Anthony D'Agostino, and alongside me today is Damon Matson. And Damon, looking at the last game for California, they took on the ranked number 25 Clarion at California for homecoming.
Yeah, the Vulcans did a great job against Clarion last week for homecoming, winning 42-28. James Harris, 14 completions, 189 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And the Vulcans also played well in defense, getting 6 interceptions. And then in Gannon's last game, they also picked up a win, 43-28, almost similar to the Vulcans win. And Brock Jones had 199 yards, rushing for 2 touchdowns for Gannon.
And looking at the last time Gannon and California played each other, it was 2 years ago on October 26th of 2013, and California came away with a pretty solid victory.
Yeah, California has dominated this series against Gannon for the most part, winning 2 years ago, 35-7. James Harris again had a great game, 16-26 for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then for Gannon, their quarterback, Nadler, threw 18 for 41 for 174 yards and 2 picks. So the Vulcans did a great job against Gannon in that last game, and there is the series history right there. California undefeated, 6-0 in the series.
And looking at some players to watch here for California on the offense, it's Kawan Scott, the wide receiver. He had 4 receptions for 62 yards. And Gannon offense quarterback Liam Nodler, as you see here, the passing for both of these teams, James Harris and Liam Nodler for Gannon. Look at their passing, pretty close.
Yeah, both of these teams, both those guys contribute to the offense the best they can. You see there, both these offenses nearly the same as well in total yards, 445 to the Vulcans 438. So we're going to see a lot of offense, I feel like, today. The Vulcans are going to come out and try to put up the same points they did against Clarion and Gannon. They have the reputation. They have the offense to put up immense amount of points. We'll see if the Vulcans defense can't play like they did last week and stop Gannon just a little bit.
And looking at the California defense, defensive tackle Tyler Haddock had a spectacular interception last game against Clarion, 26 yards on that interception. And Gannon's defense, defensive back Mike Zanders, 8 tackles and 2 interceptions for a total of 62 yards. But the California Vulcans defense is without Aaron Terry today, as he is suspended 1 game for his actions last week at Clarion, where the officials ejected him for targeting the Clarion player.
Yeah, and both those guys that you just alluded to are going to play a big part on both defenses, and we're about to get underway here for this game.
Gannon kicking it off. California, number 17 receiving that. That's Chaz Veal. Chaz Veal with it now. Has a lane and finally gets taken down at the 30-yard line, so good gain for California.
Yeah, we'll take a look at some of the starters here for the Vulcans as James Harris at quarterback like always and John Franklin in the backfield. And like we alluded to, watch out for Kawan Scott. He could have a big game going into this one today against Gannon. And then we take a look at the offensive line, of course, the guys that block up front. Jeremy Seaman, Tyler Pearson, and a couple of those guys. Zach Moorhead as well, going to lead the way for this offensive line, try to set the rushing attack for the Vulcans.
James Harris now in the shotgun. Franklin is the sidecar. Kawan Scott on the far side. Looks to pass on the first play, and it's a screen pass to number 84, Devin Lomax, and Devin Lomax finally gets taken down at the 50-yard line. So first down for the California Vulcans with 14:48 to go in the first quarter. As you see, Gannon's front 6 this time.
Yeah, you take a look at Gannon's front 6, and we talked about Tim Petro at the beginning of the opening, and then again their defensive backfield. Mike Zanders, the player to watch for them as well against this passing game for the Vulcans.
James Harris alone in the shotgun. Harris looking to pass. This time going to Kawan Scott on the screen. Kawan Scott finally gets taken down, this time at the 50-yard line. So almost gets the first down.
Yeah, and the Vulcans going with 2 straight screen plays to start this game. I guess they're trying to figure out what Gannon's defense is going to play like so far. That first play, a good chunk of yards. This second one didn't go quite as far, but so far the short passing game is working.
Harris in the shotgun. Franklin's the sidecar. Hands it off to Franklin. Franklin trying to find a hole and gets the first down as he pushed forward. So first down for California with 14 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's a good start for the Vulcans here on offense. You know, go with a couple of pass plays, try to get Gannon in a pass protection type mode, and then you just hand off a delayed handoff right there to Franklin. And so far, they're moving the chains pretty effectively already into Gannon's territory.
And that they are. Franklin now as the sidecar. James Harris in the shotgun. Harris waiting for his players to set. Takes the snap, looking to pass. goes down the field and is caught by number 9, Gary Brown. And looks like that is going to be enough for the first down. So another first down for this California offense.
Yeah, 3 first downs in the first 4 plays so far for the Vulcans. And Gary Brown was very effective last week against Clarion. He had that first touchdown of the day for the Vulcans, and right here they go to him on the outside. So we talked about Kwan Scott being a threat, but you always have to watch out for Gary Brown as well.
James Harris, shotgun, Franklin's the sidecar. Takes it, hands it to Franklin. Franklin looking for room and gets nowhere, gets stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
And again, its defensive line doesn't get enough credit. They can get into that backfield pretty quickly, and that time they did right there as Franklin wasn't able to go anywhere. The Vulcans like to do those delayed handoffs, and Gannon's going to probably try to pick up on that as quickly as they can.
And they just plugged up all those holes. A pretty big offensive lineman. He did get 1 yard. It's now 2nd and 9. Harris in the backfield in the shotgun. Has Fiore as the sidecar. Looking to pass is James Harris. James Harris going down the field is caught by Gary Brown. And we'll see, he does have enough for the first down. So another first down for the California Vulcans with the time now 12:34 to go in the quarter.
Now, I like what I'm seeing right now. The offensive play style for the Vulcans coming out. Gannon is giving the Vulcans these short passing routes. They're giving these receivers a lot of space. And so far, the Vulcans are taking advantage, taking those 8 to 10 yards apiece. And as you can see right now, they're already down inside the 15.
Just a little corner route there from Gary Brown as Harris now has 2 sidecars. Harris with it, hands it off to Franklin this time. Franklin trying to find a hole, and he does. He gets a lane and gets to the 7-yard line. So a good pickup there for John Franklin, excuse me.
And Franklin has seen the end zone in every single one of the Vulcans games so far, and he's trying to pick up that end zone again. He has a sense for that goal line, and he's going to try to continue his streak today by getting another touchdown in this game today.
As Harris in the shotgun, one sidecar is Franklin. Harris takes it and hands off to Franklin. Franklin trying to find a hole, and he gets the first down, and he gets to the 4-yard line.
And he is really patient on this run right here, as you can see on the replay. He sits back behind his line, and he finds that little bit of a hole, and he shoots the gap right there and gets in for the first down. And that's all the Vulcans really wanted right there. Get that first down. Now you only got a few yards to go and a couple more plays to do it with.
And big block there by 62 Taylor Nikitzer for the Vulcans offense. Really gave him that little bit of a hole to go through, as it's now 1st and 3, 1st and goal for California, as Harris now sets up in the I formation. First time we're seeing this today. Harris looking to pass now. Pass is complete to Gary Brown for the touchdown. The score now 6-0 in favor of California with 11:02 remaining in the first quarter.
Boy, and I tell you what, I like what the Vulcans did right there. I bet you everybody was assuming they were going to go ahead and run this football with Franklin in the backfield from the I formation, but they fake it. Gary Brown just goes straight on a slant route to the middle of the end zone, and that is a perfect setup for the Vulcans. And right off the bat, they score first in this game.
William Brazil in for the extra point. Brazil's kick up, and it's good. The score now 7-0 in favor of California with 11:02 remaining in the first quarter. You're watching California University Vulcans football here on CUTV. Stay tuned for more.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosba, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
And welcome back to McConnell Family Stadium here at Gannon University, where the California Vulcans lead 7-0 over the Gannon Golden Knights on the first drive of the game. California strikes first as William Brazil sets for the first kickoff California's going to have today. Kick is away, and it's returned by number 21, Brandon Manziel, and Manziel finally gets taken down at the 30-yard line. So huge touchdown for California.
And here's the front seven for the Vulcans, and we talked about it earlier in the open, Anthony, with the guys that are hurt for the Vulcans today. Luke Rabchek is not in the game. In his place, Corey Bopp is starting once again as Rabchek is out with an injury right now. And then, of course, we also talked about the defensive backs for the Vulcans. And, again, Aaron Terry is not in due to the suspension. In his place, Isaiah Scott is going to be back there at safety for the Vulcans.
Now Nodler in the shotgun. One sidecar. Nodler's going to look to pass, but there's a penalty on the play. It looks like it may be false start against the offense, and that's what it is. So the first penalty of the game goes to Gannon. Now going to be 1st and 15 for the Golden Knights.
And you want to talk about contrasting starts to the drives for these teams. The Vulcans came out with a fire, going down the field really quickly and just efficiently as they could. And Gannon, first play, a little miscommunication right there and a false start, backing themselves up right off the bat.
And Nodler under center, looking to pass. Nodler under pressure, ball is out. Who has it? It is California football, so a huge play for the California defense.
Picking up right where they left off, the Vulcans defense is just creating turnovers and giving this team an opportunity to get out front really early. I couldn't quite see who picked that ball up, but as the ball was knocked out of his hand, it looked like one of the Vulcans defenders was able to pick it up. And as you can see right there, that could have been an incompletion, but it was picked up right before it hit the ground. And again, I can't quite see who that is on our camera screen right there. But the Vulcans have the ball right back and giving their offense another chance to go up by 2 scores.
Huge defensive stand for the Vulcans, and that's what they needed to start this game off. As Harris now in the red zone. Harris looking to pass. Goes to Gary Brown. Gary Brown cuts and twice now breaks the free tackles and gets taken down at the 9-yard line. See if that's good enough for a first down.
Boy, and this is something we haven't seen the last few weeks for the Vulcans. Gary Brown has gotten some passes and a couple of touchdowns his way, but for the most part, they've been going to Kawan Scott and a bunch of the other receivers. But so far, Gary Brown seeing a lot of passes going his way today, and he's making the most of it.
And it's 2nd and 1 for the Vulcans. Harris in the pistol formation with Franklin in the backfield. Harris takes it and hands it off to Franklin. Franklin finds a lane, and is he in for the end zone? Fumble on the play. There's a fumble on the play as Gannon picks it up as a touchback. So Gannon gets the ball right back. Not exactly sure how Franklin lost the ball, but he did.
Yeah, Franklin wasn't able to hold on to this ball. It looked like as he was trying to cross over the goal line and get that next touchdown for the Vulcans. So that is a big turnover for Gannon, just getting the ball back after you lose on your second offensive play. You lose the ball, you're going to get it right back. Your defense is giving you an opportunity right here. And we're going to take a look here at the replay the best we can. We see Franklin going up towards this hole, and as he's diving towards the end zone, it looks like one of the Gannon defenders, number 50, looks like he stripped it out of his arms before he fell down. So Gannon going to get the ball right back.
And that was Trenton Donald, the senior for Gannon, as Nodler in the shotgun. Motions, takes it off, and he's going to keep it. Looked like it was a fake handoff, and he's going to get about 4 yards on the carry. So big play there for Nodler.
Now we take a look at the backs and receivers. We talked about Nodler, the quarterback here for Gannon, and a couple of his receivers, Eli Kinzer and Justin Ham out there. So keep an eye on a couple of those receivers today, as Gannon does like to throw the ball quite a bit throughout the game today.
Nodler takes it. This time, play action, and it's tipped, but intercepted by California. So 2 straight turnovers basically for these 2 teams. It's just a defensive battle here.
And that looked like number 17, Chaz Veal, was the man that got the hand on that football. He was right in the way of that pass. He read the quarterback's eyes. He stuck his hands up, and he bobbled this a little bit, as we're going to see the replay right here. He was sitting on that route, knocked it up in the air. That's just tip drill right there that you practice day in, day out. And he was able to catch the ball going to the ground. That's 3 turnovers now, Anthony, in the span of about 2 minutes that we've seen.
A great stand by Chaz Veal, the real deal Chaz Veal, as we like to say at CUTV, just finding the ball and just watching it all the way in his hands after he's tipped it. Now Harris in the pistol formation. Hands it off. That's number 30, Wheeler. Jimmy Wheeler trying to find a hole, and he does. And he's going to get enough for the first down. Got taken down at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, and we saw that Gannon had their senior day here today at the stadium. And Jimmy Wheeler getting an opportunity to run the ball just a little bit here up the middle. And he has that speed, he has that burst going up the middle of the field, and he uses it. He used it last week against Clarion, and he's using it so far today.
And a big block there by 67, Tyler Pearson for California. As Wheeler's in the backfield, pistol. Harris takes it again, hands it to Wheeler. Wheeler finds a lane as there's a flag thrown. So it looks like it's going to be coming back as Jimmy Wheeler would have had the first down.
Yeah, he had another good run right there going up to the left side of the field, but this could be a holding penalty more than likely.
And it is. It's holding against California's number 77, Zach Moorhead, the junior for California, as you see right here on the replay.
Yeah, Zach Moorhead has had a couple of problems with holding penalties in the past. You can see it right there near the left side of your screen going forward. He was holding on to number 95, Matthew Golick, for Gannon, trying to create that hole there for Wheeler.
And now that's going to set up a 1st and 20 on the 29 for the Vulcans. Harris in the shot and the pistol, Wheeler in the backfield. Harris looking to pass. Under pressure, scrambling to the right as he's going to throw it, and it's completed by number 15, Kawan Scott. So picks up a few 10 yards on the play.
And from our vantage point where we're watching this play unfold right here, you can see Harris was pressured, rolled out to his right, and it looked like that was a risky pass. 2 defenders in his face, and this one just to the right there of Kawan Scott. He was able to correct himself, make the catch. So good play by Kawan Scott, and lucky for the Vulcans, no turnover right there.
And that was only 5 yards on the play, so it's 2nd and 15 for the Vulcans now. Harris in the shotgun. Looking to pass. Harris tips it and throws it away. So incomplete pass, 3rd and 15 for the Vulcans.
And that time Harris was going for Luke Smorey in the slot. Just a little bit off target right there. Smorey again, just like Scott had to, tried to correct himself on that play, but wasn't able to get back in time to make the catch. So now the Vulcans stuck on a 3rd and 15, trying to take advantage of that interception by Chaz Veal.
Harris in the shotgun. Fiore, sidecar to his right. Harris takes the snap, looking to pass, going deep down the field into the end zone, and it's, did he catch it? It is complete for a touchdown for California. That is number 15, Kawan Scott, our player to watch.
Kawan Scott just made one heck of an incredible catch. He had a defender right in his face, and he was able to come down with his ball. We see it floating towards the corner of the end zone. Scott has the height advantage, gets up there. The defender is trying his hardest to get that ball out of his hands, but Kawan Scott uses his strength and comes down with it, and the Vulcans take advantage of the interception by Chaz Veal.
Yeah, it's 6'4" height for Kawan Scott. He was just able to really get over that defender as William Brazil's kick is up and good. The score now 14-0 in favor of California with 7:59 to go in the first quarter. You're watching California Vulcans football on CUTV.
Catch all the excitement under the Friday Night Lights with CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week. You have the best seats in the house as the area's longest-running high school football telecast, now in its 29th season, brings you the area's biggest games. Don't forget to watch the replay on CUTV, Sundays at 8 and Thursdays at 5:30.
And welcome back to CUTV, where the California Vulcans lead 14-0 over the Gannon Golden Knights as we see William Brazil setting up for the kick. Kick is away and returned by Gannon. And that's number 21 on the play, Brandon Manziel.
And on that return right there, that was a massive hit laid out by California's special teams, and we're going to take a look at the last starters. We didn't have the graphic on the last time. Finally got it right here. Too many turnovers, quick play, but there's the offensive line for Gannon. A couple of the guys, Rob Wallace, Randy Toth, and Matt Andry, one of the players that we were keeping an eye on. They're going to try to get this offense going. As we saw so far, the Vulcans defense had a good 2 series actually against this Gannon offense.
As now Nodler comes back for the Golden Knights. Nodler under center in the shotgun. Taking lots of time here as he finally gets the ball. He's looking to pass, and Nodler's now going to keep it himself, but the defense was right there for California, and he gets stopped for a 1-yard gain.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's only a short sample size so far here for the Vulcans against this vaunted Gannon offense, but I like what they're doing right here. They're only sending 4 guys towards the quarterback, and it's enough pressure to get Nodler to step up in the pocket and have to force something, try to run the ball, try to get a pass out to his receivers, and that's a good play right there for the Vulcans defense once again.
That was our player to watch, Tyler Haddock there for the tackle on Nodler. Nodler now looking to pass again. This time he goes to his running back, and that is number 29, Jimmy Graddick, the freshman running back for this Gannon Knights team.
And actually right there was Tyler Johnson, actually looks like coming out of the backfield right there. It's tough to see. All their running backs do have 20s. That is Tyler Johnson right there, and he gets tackled down quickly. But Gannon just trying to go with something safe right there, trying to gain as many yards as they can.
And they pick up the first down in the play. Nodler sending a man in motion. Takes it and throws it to his receiver, and his receiver finally gets taken down at about the 40-yard line. So that was number 21, Brandon Manziel for Gannon.
And so far, Gannon's just using these short routes out of the backfield. They're just trying to do these passes quick as they can. The Vulcans are putting a lot of pressure on their quarterbacks, so just like the Vulcans came out with, just going with the short passes, and right now they're starting to get going a little bit here.
Nodler under center. Oh my God. In the shotgun. Takes it, looking down the field this time is incomplete. Missed his receiver there, really close to getting a catch.
And that was Justin Ham out on the far side of the field on that pass. This one was just a little bit low from Nadler as he was trying to get this around one of the Vulcans' defensive backs. And that's the first time we've actually seen them go to the outside so far today. So good defense by the Vulcans, keeping them to the inside of the field.
Now 3rd and 6 for Gannon. California looking for a big defensive stand here as Nodler goes back in the shotgun with one sidecar to his left. Nodler takes it looking to pass again. Takes it and throws it to his receiver. That is number 21, Brandon Manziel, and that's complete for a big first down for the Golden Knights.
Boy, and Brandon Manziel, I'll tell you what, when he gets those passes out of the backfield, he uses that speed of his to get around the edge and gain as many yards as he can. You see here, he has open space, and he just takes advantage of it, gaining an extra, I'd say 15 yards after the catch right there.
As you see Nodler taking it himself, finally getting taken down. So 2-yard gain for Nodler, and that last play, that big play for Manziel, Jordan Bowman looked like he missed the coverage there on him and slipped up on the play. So that gave him that really big open space.
And Gannon now going with the hurry-up offense. They're trying to get something going real quick here.
Nodler calling the audible, looking for his next play. Tyler Johnson in the backfield, that is his sidecar. 15 seconds on the play clock as Nodler changed the play. Nodler takes it, looking to the pass. He's got a man open. That's number 21, Manziel, and Manziel's going to break a tackle and get taken down at the 10-yard line. So the biggest catch here for Manziel. Look at this play.
And you're going to see a good view of this play from where we got our camera set up. Manziel catches this over the middle. He has 2 defenders on him in a heartbeat. He takes the hit right off the right shoulder and continues to go forward. We got a stoppage in play right here as we got a player down, actually.
And I can't see exactly his number. He's on the 30-yard line right now. But just a big play there. And California, if they would have, instead of using their shoulders and trying to for the body tackle, if they would have actually used their arms to tackle as well with their body, they might have actually had a chance of stopping Manziel here, as you see here on the replay.
Yeah, Manziel's not the biggest guy in the world, but right there the defensive backs for Cal just trying to knock him down with force. But you're right, they should try to use their arms, wrap up the tackle a little bit, make sure he isn't able to fall forward off of the hit for about 5 extra yards. But on that last play with the player down, California forced to use a timeout early in this one with 5:15 remaining in the first quarter. But so far, even though Gannon is mounting a little bit of a drive, Anthony, I'm liking the way that the Vulcans defense has played today. Already 2 turnovers to add to the 6 that they had last week.
Yeah, it's big to start the game with the 5:15 to go in the first quarter. Having that momentum to start the game is huge for this California defense.
And they're doing it with the interceptions and forcing the pressure on the quarterback. Again, they did it last week. They're doing it to Nadler right here so far in this one. And they are bending a little bit now. They're inside the 10-yard line, but they could make a goal line stand right here and keep this at least at a 2-score differential.
As Gannon comes back on the field, Nodler in the shotgun. Number 28, Tyler Johnson, is his sidecar. Nodler takes it and is looking, and it's incomplete pass. He looked for number 12, Brandon Klemsick, the wide receiver for Gannon.
Yeah, Brandon Klemensick in the end zone right there. It was a little bit of an underthrow, but a missed opportunity. It went right through his hands. Gannon's going to have to go for another chance here on 2nd down.
Nodler doesn't like that play. Goes to the sideline to change it up. Lets his lineman know what's going on. As Nodler takes the snap, and this time hands it off, and he's going to get stopped for a loss again. That was number 99, Tyler Haddock, on the stop. Big stop against Tyler Johnson.
And that was actually number 98 for the Vulcans right there. Adam Hockey making the stop right there. It's okay. They both actually went in there. It was a little tough to see, I guess. They both are right there up on that defensive line. But right now, on that play, it was really interesting. I saw Gannon's offensive line trying to tell Nadler to switch up the play. They thought there was going to be a blitz from the one side. Didn't pay off. Now it's 3rd down.
It's Nodler in the shotgun, looking to pass now. Nodler going down the field, and it is incomplete. Great coverage down the field by the California defense.
Well, I'll tell you what, right there for Gannon, they had 2 receivers in that corner right there. They had number 21, Brandon Manziel, was there, as well as number 11 for Gannon, Joe Sabucky. So 2 receivers, I think, had that ball go through their hands, but with 4 Vulcan defenders in the area, that would have been a tough catch either way.
As now we're going to see number 46, Carr Collin, the sophomore kicker for Gannon, come on to kick the field goal. It's going to be about a 21-yard field goal. As it's a fake, and it's going to get thrown away. It might have been a botched snap, as Gannon now has a turnover on downs.
And that was a botched snap. It was tough to see from our vantage point. We were right behind the line for the Vulcans, but it looked like on that play they were going to go for the field goal. As you see here, there was a botched snap. He wasn't able to put that ball down, and he just had to throw it away in an attempt. So right now, Vulcans catching some breaks. They bended, didn't give up the touchdown, but on the field goal attempt, Gannon wasn't able to capitalize, and now they're still at 14-0. Vulcans offense going back onto the field.
And it is a little breezy out today too, so it's kind of a difficulty there for the kicker, but didn't even have that chance. As a botched snap, as Harris now comes back in the pistol formation with Wheeler in the backfield. Harris takes it and hands it off. Play action pass. He's going deep down the field for Kawan Scott, and he's open. Kawan Scott gets the pass, and he's trying to break a few tackles, and he does. And he is going all the way for the touchdown. Huge pass by Harris to Kawan Scott, and he was our player to watch for a reason.
That's why you got to make and every attempt that you can get points on right there. Gannon misses the field goal attempt because of the botched snap, and all the Vulcans need is one attempt at a bomb down the field. Harris found Scott in stride right there. He had to just shake off his only defender and ran for the score. We talked about Kawan Scott going to have a big game possibly today. There it is right there. Unbelievable play, and the Vulcans up by 3 scores now.
And if I'm correct, that is James Harris's biggest pass of his season so far today. And he did have a 90-some yarder in the first game against Virginia State, which I was at. But the kick is up and good, 21-0 in favor of California with 4:13 to go in the first quarter. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
And welcome back to CUTV here where the Vulcans lead 21-0 over the Gannon Golden Knights. And you see right there, Coach Keller looking pretty happy as his Vulcans are leading 21-0 with 4:13 remaining in the first quarter. It's pretty great first quarter.
Well, they've got to be excited with the way they come out in today's game. They did this last week on homecoming as well, and now they just got to capitalize and continue to play hard the rest of the way.
Now Manziel with the return. He bobbles the return, and he's finding a lane as there's a flag now on the play. So might be a block in the back penalty against Gannon, and that's all the way back at the 15-yard line.
And we'll take a look at the touchdown pass after this call.
And it is a block in the back against Gannon. That's half the distance to the goal now as we look at this touchdown from James Harris.
Yeah, and again, single coverage right here as Kawan Scott just cuts over towards the middle, and credit James Harris for lofting this pass and catching him mostly in stride. He had to slow down just a little bit, but with Kawan Scott's size, he's able to fight off his one lone defender and then break the rest of the way towards the end zone. So a phenomenal play overall by the offense. Why not take a shot down the field? And you can see here when Gannon has the ball in this game, look at those total numbers, Anthony, pretty much even between both these teams. California giving up about 445 and Gannon gaining about 445 yards per game.
Really close there. Now Gannon's backed up in their own end zone on the 7-yard line. It's a handoff, and he's going to get nowhere on the play. Maybe actually it's a stop for a loss. It's now at the 5-yard line, so a 2-yard loss on the play.
And that was Brock Jones on the carry right there. And so far, Gannon hasn't really been able to establish the rushing attack. They are a team that usually likes to throw the ball, but you don't want to be one-dimensional. You want to be able to use both ends of your offense. And so far today, Brock Jones hasn't been able to be very effective with this Vulcans defense getting in the backfield.
Now Nodler in the shotgun, looking to pass as he's under pressure, and he breaks a few tackles and finally gets taken down at around the 14-yard line. So pretty nice pickup there for the quarterback.
And Nodler's having to do his best to try to create yards with the pressure he's receiving in that pocket as it is collapsing on him in a matter of seconds, so he has to step up, try to find a receiver. If he can't do that, he's just going to have to run for extra yards and try to set him up for a 3rd and short like this one right here.
Now 3rd and 3 on the 14-yard line for Gannon. Nodler in the shotgun with Johnson, and the ball is overthrown, missing his receiver. There looked like Dennis Gallagher.
And there is a penalty flag actually on the field right now.
So we'll see what that one on is. Who's that is on, and maybe against California.
It came from the side judge on the California sideline.
And it is pass interference against Arnell Farmer Jr., as you see here on the replay.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of contact right there. He might have wrapped his hand around the receiver, and he was going to his favorite target again right there, Brandon Manziel. So that was a break for Gannon right there, and they're going to get a new set of downs here against this Vulcans defense.
It's now 1st and 10 on the 22-yard line for Gannon. Now Nodler in the shotgun. Takes it and keeps it himself. His quarterback sneak, and he gets about 10 yards on the carry, so that brings up another 1st down for the Golden Knights.
Boy, on a read option play like that, you don't normally see the quarterback, once he gets upfield, lowering his shoulder and trying to fight for a couple extra yards. But that time against Quentin Smith, Nodler just throws his shoulder down and goes diving forward for an extra 2 or 3 yards. That's a tough quarterback right there to do that.
Yeah, he really is. He's 6'7". He's a really tall quarterback, and that's a 7-inch difference over Quentin Smith, the 6-foot defensive back, as we have a false start now against Gannon. So bring it back 5 yards now. 1st and 15 on the 30 for Gannon.
And they're going to call that on Klemenzik, the wide receiver right there, but it looked like a couple of linemen as well moved for Gannon. They could have called that on a number of players right there, trying to hurry up. They've been trying to work in that hurry-up offense the best they can to catch the Vulcans' defense off guard, but they haven't really been in sync quite yet, as there's been a couple false start penalties against Gannon.
So now Noddler's going to be in the shotgun again with one sidecar. Johnson is sidecar. Looking to pass now is Noddler. Noddler goes to the outside and he finds his receiver and he's going to get taken down back to the line of scrimmage. So pick up there for number 11, Joe Sabuki.
That was his first catch of the day, and that time, good job right there by Naylor. Looking to his right, trying to draw the defense, and he found Sabuki over there on the far side of the field. He fights against 3 defenders for a few extra yards.
Now Noddler with 2nd and 9. Getting some new plays from his coaches. Now Noddler in the shotgun. Takes it, looking to pass down the field, and it's tipped, and it's going to be a fumble. No, they're going to call it incomplete. Make sure it was incomplete. Almost looked like it was going to call it a fumble on that play.
Yeah, it took a while for the referees to decide whether or not they wanted that to be a fumble or an incompletion right here. As you can see, Noddler stepping back. He was about to throw, but right there, Vulcan defender got a hand on it, and again, I guess his arm was moving forward as determined by the referees. So in that case, incomplete pass and a big break for Gannon, as that could have been very costly.
Now it's 3rd and 9 for the Golden Knights. Noddler in the same formation, looking to pass down the field. He's going to air it out, and it's going to be incomplete, underthrown to his receiver, number 11, Joe Sabuki.
Well, and I tell you what, Arnell Farmer Jr. was sitting in center field watching this play unfold, and he almost jumped this route and got the interception. You'll see him come into your screen right here, and he almost dove down and went to catch that ball. That would have been another turnover. But in this case, Gannon is just going to throw away or punt away the ball.
And if Sabuki didn't fall or dive on the play, Farmer Jr. might have had a chance to dive and catch the ball. So now Gannon's going to punt for the first time today. And it's almost blocked there as Gary Brown fields it and stays on his feet as he's trying to evade a few tacklers and gets down to the 38-yard line.
And that was a good return
there. And there is
there.
a penalty flag.
Yeah, we do have a penalty flag down on the field. We'll take a look at the PSSA West standings real quick as you see both these teams fairly close in the standings. Gannon just above the Vulcans with 1 extra win, but in PSAC play, they are both 3-2. So a big game as far as the standings are concerned today.
And it really is. It's a huge game for Gannon as they're trying to really move up in the super region standings as well. And we're going to take a we have that graphic. We're going to take a look at it a little bit later. And that penalty was on Gannon, so California declines it, and they get the ball back, a first down.
Yeah, I actually think that penalty may or may not have been added to the very end of the play right there for 5 yards. So Vulcan's getting fairly decent field position after the punt right there, almost near midfield.
And the California Vulcans, when scoring first, they're 5-2. So see if that comes into play here today. As Harris, 2 sidecars, 1 on either side in the shotgun. Harris hands it off to Franklin. Franklin trying to find a hole, and he gets about 5 yards, maybe 4 yards on the carry.
That was the first time we've seen Franklin since he fumbled the ball in that first possession, or second possession, I'm sorry, for the Vulcans, as we saw Wheeler getting a lot of reps in the backfield, but he's back out there getting another opportunity, and he gains a few yards to start off the drive, but Wheeler is now back out on the field on the next play here.
As in the pistol formation here for Harris. 2nd and 8. Harris sends Kawan Scott in motion, takes it, hands it off to Wheeler. Wheeler cuts back, and he's trying to find a lane, and he gets a few yards on the carry, so it's going to bring up 3rd down, but that'll most likely be the end of the first quarter with 14 seconds remaining.
Well, Wheeler, I give him credit on this one, being creative. He had nowhere to go. He could have went for a loss of yards right there, but that time he went over back to his left and created extra yardage and makes it 3rd and manageable going into the second quarter after we come back from the break.
And The score 21-0 as the quarter ends in favor of California. So California striking first in the first quarter. And stay tuned for more action here on CUTV. The second quarter is next.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car, more music in the dorm, more music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation, playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
And welcome back to McConnell Family Stadium here in Gannon University, where the California Vulcans lead 21-0 here at the start of the second quarter, as the Vulcans are now 3rd and 3 on the 50-yard line. Harris takes it and hands it off and gets a big chunk of change there. It's number 30, Jimmy Wheeler, another big run.
Well, Jimmy Wheeler having a heck of a game so far, as Franklin hasn't really seen that many reps since that second drive, but he has taken advantage of the opportunity right here, as this one, he again uses his speed and his quickness to just find a hole, take it, and then even break a few tackles and gain the extra yards. Great job by Wheeler so far today.
Harris takes it, looking to pass now. He goes and gets it to his receiver, and he's got a lane and finally breaking some tackles, and he's going to get all the way into the end zone, but there is a flag, and that is number 84, Devin Lomax. So we'll see who that's on. Probably against California, maybe a block in the back.
Yeah, this is more than likely either going to be a hold or a block in the back. Great job by Lomax fighting his way to the goal line, but this is going to probably come back.
And that's going to be a holding against Gary Brown on the play.
And you'll see here on the replay on the left side of your screen, you'll see number 9, Gary Brown, is going to be the one charged with the penalty. It is a spot foul, though, so the Vulcans do gain a decent chunk of yards off of that, but there you saw the penalty right there. So no touchdown, but the Vulcans are inside the red zone at about the 19-yard line, even with the penalty.
And it's very close to not being holding, as he really did a good job of getting his hands up in the middle, but he grabbed the jersey of the defenders. And we're now in the pistol full house set with Harris in the shotgun. Takes it, hands it off to Wheeler. Wheeler trying to find a hole, and he's breaking a few tackles. Spin move there, gets to the 13-yard line, so big yardage there for Jimmy Wheeler.
Oh, Jimmy Wheeler is just having a fantastic game so far. Once again, following his blocks to the near side of the field right here. And again, I think his vision, he sees this little lane, avoids those two Gannon defenders, and if nobody came in to help out, he could have busted that run off for a few extra yards, possibly even a touchdown. And now it's just 2nd and 4, and the Vulcans really knocking at the door to go up by 4 scores here in the second quarter.
And he's just really good at finding those holes and exploiting them. So now Franklin comes in for Jimmy Wheeler. It's Harris in the shotgun with Franklin as his sidecar. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and California calls the timeout here as the play clock was expiring. So 13:40 remaining in the second quarter. California still leading 21-0.
And that's the second timeout that the Vulcans have had to take so far. And if you're just joining us here for this broadcast, we're going to show you a couple of the highlights why the Vulcans are up 21-0 right off the bat on their first drive. You see Harris going over to Brown for the first score of the game, and we've seen quite a few turnovers. We saw about 3 turnovers in the span of 2 minutes. Chaz Veal having one of those right there, a tremendous play to pick that pass off. That was the second turnover the Vulcans were able to get today. And then again, right here, Harris going to the end zone for Kawan Scott, making an incredible juggling catch. And then once again, Harris going to Kawan Scott on a deep bomb down the field, caught him in stride. So the Vulcans passing attack is having a day right now against Gannon. 3 touchdowns, and that's the main reason why the Vulcans are up 21-0 with 13:40 still left in this first half.
And this is by far James Harris's best game so far since Virginia State, as he hands it off to Franklin. Franklin trying to break a few tackles, and he gets taken down at the 10-yard line So gain of about 2 yards on the play.
And Franklin just trying to use his size to get through that hole and just fight off a few defenders. He was just short of the first down, so the Vulcans hurrying up, trying to get that first down right here.
Harris takes it, hands it off to Franklin. Franklin finds a hole, and he's going to be into the end zone for the California touchdown. Franklin with the carry. The score now 27-0 in favor of California.
And Franklin continues his streak of touchdowns in every single game for the Vulcans right here. He just continues to find the end zone. He's their feature back this year, and that time, just a little draw play, finds the hole, fights off a couple of tackles, and he has yet another touchdown in another game, and the Vulcans up by 4 scores here already in this one.
As Brazil looking to kick the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. The score now 28-0 in favor of California here on CUTV. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
First published in the 1880s, the California Times is the oldest student media at California University. Circulating 3,000 issues weekly on campus and in the surrounding community, the Times' mission is to deliver fair and balanced news to the student population of California University. All students are welcome to be a part of the California Times. Our offices are located in the Natali Student Union. Keep up to date with the Times online at www.caltimes.org, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
And welcome back to Gannon here, where the California Vulcans are leading 28-0 in the second quarter, as we've seen plenty of touchdowns, both passing and rushing, from this Vulcans team.
Yeah, they have been quite impressive so far today, especially in the offensive side of the ball. They have had 1 turnover in this game, but otherwise they have been very effective, taking advantage of the defense, setting them up for a chance to score with the turnovers that they've created. So just overall, a great game for this Vulcans team.
As William Brazil's kick goes to Brandon Manziel. Manziel looking for a lane, and he's at the 25-yard line getting taken down by number 42, Jordan Lardani.
And here's the reason why we were kicking off once again here, as the Vulcans setting up the blocking right there for Franklin, just created that space, and Franklin just rolled into the end zone for yet another touchdown in another game for this Vulcans team. He has been indispensable on the offense for the Vulcans.
And I apologize, that was 49, Dominic Del Greco for the Vulcans kicking off, as Nodler takes it looking down the field. He's going to go screen pass, an incomplete play there. So still nothing doing for this Gannon passing game.
Oh, and once again right there, the reason they can't really get anything going in the passing game is because Nadler's getting hit so many times in this backfield so far today. The Vulcans defense has a sack, but they've also got a lot of rushes and a lot of pressures against Nadler, just doing a great job.
And Nodler under center takes it and keeps it himself there. Great job on the fake as he gets the first down.
And that's the one thing I have noticed for this Gannon team. I'm amazed they haven't really employed it a lot more now as this game's gone along, is that read option play right there. The Vulcans defense bit on the running back, and Nodler took it right up the middle for a good gain.
Now Nodler changing up the plays now. And this Vulcans coaching staff really concocted a lot of different blitzes and stunts to try to suppress this Gannon offense. As there was a tip pass by number 17 for the Vulcans. That's Chaz Veal.
Well, I tell you what, Chaz Veal has been all over the field so far on the defense for the Vulcans. He is jumping these routes and at least getting in the way of everything. And that pass actually was tipped at the line, it looks like. So Veal really didn't even have to put his hand on it. As, once again, Vulcans defense deflecting down a lot of these passes that Nodler tries to throw.
Now Nodler in the shotgun with Brock Jones as his sidecar. Nodler waiting. Takes it looking to pass now. Nodler takes it and overthrows his receiver. He was looking for number 21, Brandon Manziel, and it looked like it was tipped again at the line. This Vulcans defensive line really gets up high.
We'll take a look at the replay right here. We'll see if it was tipped. And there actually wasn't a tip on that one. I think that might have been just a bad throw right there, and there might have been a little miscommunication between Nodler and Manziel as well.
And it almost looked like it was tipped because there was hardly any spiral on that throw as well. So now Nodler with 10 seconds on the play clock with Jones in the backfield. Nodler looking to pass, under pressure again. He's got to scramble, and he's going to get sacked by number 98 on the play. That is Adam Mihoki. 99, Tyler Haddock, and it's really hard to get those two together.
Boy, and Haddock, he had a big sack last week in the game against Clarion, and right here breaking off from his block and just by a shoestring making the sack. And it is impressing me how well this Vulcans defensive line and linebacking core is getting into the backfield, breaking up the rushing game and the passing game. This is total dominance right now by the Vulcans.
Now Clark Holland looking to punt. Holland takes it and gets it away. It's going to be a fair catch as it's going to bounce for a California bounce is finally taken down by number 34, Chris Pike. As we look at the PSAC schedule today, Damon.
Yeah, we take a look, couple of interesting matchups. IUP facing Clarion today. That should be a pretty big matchup. Of course, we got our game. And then Slippery Rock at Edinburgh as well. One of the ones we're going to keep an eye on going through the rest of the day today. And a couple of PSAC East matchups. You see Kutztown at Lockhaven, Bloomsburg at East Stroudsburg, and as well as Westchester at Cheney. So a lot of good games going on as we approach the end of the regular season here in the PSAC.
And Clarion still trying to hold on to their number 1 spot as they're in a tie with Slippery Rock and IUP. Harris now takes it and hands it off. This is Fiore. Fiore getting the first down and a big completion there by Derek Fiore.
And Fiore getting his first look of the game from the backfield. He's usually only in there on third down a lot of the time for the Vulcans, but right here, getting the delayed handoff towards the far side of the field, and he picks up 10 yards on the first down, so making quite the impression to start out.
Harris in the shotgun, 2 sidecars. Fiore and Franklin. Harris takes the snap, and there's going to be a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a false start here against the Vulcans. So it's going to bring them back 5 yards now, 1st and 15.
And that's interesting. That's been a theme actually for the Vulcans most of the season. They did take a lot of penalties, but so far today, again, they're just firing on all cylinders. We haven't really seen them be called for any penalties today. That one's going to back them up just a little bit. But the way this offense is rolling, I wouldn't be surprised if they'd be able to pick it back up fairly quickly.
And they had the most penalties of their season last week against Clarion at home as Harris, same formation. With 5 seconds on the play clock, Harris takes the snap. Looking down the field to the end zone, it's Kawan Scott, and it's going to be incomplete. And there's a flag thrown. It's going to be pass interference against the Golden Knights. It looked like it was underthrown, and Kawan Scott didn't have a chance for it.
Yeah, we'll wait for the call. The reason that flag might have been thrown is because it was underthrown. Kawan Scott was trying to go back for the football, and the Gannon players weren't really going for the ball. So you impede Kawan Scott on trying to get that ball, and it's going to be a pass interference call.
And you're going to check it out right here on the replay. Kawan Scott being double-teamed here, and it was underthrown. And looks like 31 for Gannon. Mike Zanders, who was our player to watch, he hasn't done anything right now except to get a penalty. So keep looking for him to make some big plays. That gives California the 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line. Harris, same formation. Takes the snap and hands it off to Fiore. Fiore cuts it up the middle and going to get tackled there by a whole host of players. That was number 31, Mike Zanders, wrapping up on the play. There's a little bit of a scuffle there.
Well, at that rate, it doesn't look like Fiore got tackled at all. He just kept going forward, and he just got stood up at that rate because he got hit initially, and he kept going, and then everybody joined in the pile right there as he did not want to go down, and he kept trying to fight for extra yards as this Vulcans offense just looking for yet another score.
And you saw Grant Jones, number 78 on the Vulcans, doing a little push action there. He's got to be careful because some refs will call that personal foul, unnecessary roughness. So lucky break for the Vulcans as it's 2nd and 3. Harris takes it, hands it off to Fiore, and Fiore's going to get stopped for a huge loss there, and that was Mike Sanders on the tackle.
And that's got to be a good thing if you're, just a good feeling, I guess you could say, if you're the Gannon defense. This Vulcans offense has been doing a great job on both sides of the offense, and that time Gannon able to get into the backfield and stop that run. And now you force the Vulcans, though they are close to the end zone. It's a 3rd and 3, and this is a big play right here if you're Gannon.
And Mike Sanders getting his first solo tackle. He recorded 8 tackles against Seton Hill last week. As Harris in the pistol, 1 man in the backfield, and there's going to be a penalty on the play. So we'll see what this is, who this is on, as it is a false start again on the Vulcans offense. That's bringing them back another 5 yards.
And that's a penalty you really can't be taking right now. I know you are up by 4 scores, but you don't want to take Gannon's offense lightly. They could enter back into this game if you give them a chance. You want to try to put up as many points as you possibly can, and taking that penalty right there backs you up. And now it's a 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 3. So the Vulcans got a little ways to go to convert that first down.
Harris in the shotgun with Fiore as his sidecar. Harris looking to pass. He's going down the field to Fiore, but it's overthrown and out of bounds. That's going to bring up a 4th and 8. And Damon, if you're the Vulcans, do you go for it, or do you let William Brazil take the kick?
Well, where they're stationed at right now, it's best to just go ahead and try to take the 3 points, because you are up by 4 touchdowns and you're in field goal range. So you might as well go ahead, try the field goal attempt, put another 3 up on the board, and force Gannon's hand, because they're still down by extra points after that.
And the wind is blowing left to right, so it is favorable for the Vulcans here in the second quarter, as Brazil looks to take this kick. It's going to be about a 30-yard kick, as William Brazil's kick is up, and it is no good, wide to the right, just barely. So William Brazil misses his first kick. Now that sets up Gannon with a 1st and 10 on the 19-yard line.
And that is a tough break right there. It looks like Brazil just sliced it off just a little ways over past that left post. And that's a tough break for the Vulcans. But now you give it back to your defense. You let them go out and do what they've been doing all day. They've been stopping Gannon and forcing a lot of pressure. So you at least can trust your defense, and Gannon also starting deep in their territory as well.
And it looked like the wind did have an effect on that, as it was blowing also to the right, as Nodler takes it and hands it off to number 28, Tyler Johnson. And Johnson's going to get taken down for about a 5-yard gain on the play.
And now if you are Gannon, with about 8:40 left on the clock, you're going to want to try to at least get on the scoreboard here. You get the ball to start the second half, so as long as you can make some momentum and get down the field and get on the scoreboard, you have a chance to get back in this game. There's still a lot of football left.
As it's now 2nd and 7, doubles look for the Golden Knights. Nodler looks and takes it and hands it off to Johnson, and Johnson gets about 4 yards on the carry, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 for the Golden Knights.
And the Knights just trying to run the football to get the yards. Now they're going to go into the hurry up right here.
As Nodler went into the hurry, but now didn't like that play call, so he's going to take the audible. Something that California doesn't really do a lot when they go into the hurry-up offense. Nodler takes the snap, looking to pass this time. He's got a man open, but it's tipped by number 1, Quentin Smith, number 7, Arnold Farmer Jr. on the play. He dove for that tip now.
I was watching this play from our angle, and I did not see Arnold Farmer Jr. until he came out of nowhere to deflect that pass. I thought that was going to be a completion and a 1st down, but instead, Gannon getting a 3rd and 3 and out, I apologize, right here. And the Vulcans defense, once again, phenomenal job today.
And now, number 46, Clark Holland, going to punt the ball, as it's a deep kick. Returned there by California as he breaks a few tackles. So that sets up California with a 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line. And we're going to look at the Super Region 1 as the Super Region 1 rankings came out.
Yeah, you can see Gannon right there. We talked about they wanted to try to climb up in those rankings going into today's game against the Vulcans. With a big win, they could have. But right now they're sitting at 8th at 6-2, and they got a long ways to go to get back into this one to try to move up. But again, the number 1 team there, Shepherd, on a bye week this week, so the likelihood of them moving out of that first spot is pretty slim, especially with Slippery Rock, Assumption, and Clarion also down just below.
And you saw Bowie State there at number 2. They have a possibility of falling out as their quarterback wasn't eligible, so they may have to forfeit those wins. As we see stoppage of play here, it looks like there's going to be a timeout somewhere. Probably for California, as they have one timeout remaining. Referee timeout, so interesting decision there.
It looks like there's a Cal injury on the far sideline, and we take a look down there. It might be Lomax actually on that one. He might have been a little bit injured on the field, so the Vulcans team had to get him off of the field and tend to him. I can't quite tell in that mass of people right there what exactly happened, but the referees called a timeout, and they allowed whatever situation was occurring to settle down, and now we'll get both teams back on the field and continue play.
With 7:35 remaining in the first half, Harris in the shotgun with in the pistol formation. Harris takes it and hands it off to Wheeler. Wheeler looking for a hole, and he's going to go underneath a few players and get just a few yards on the carry.
Yeah, and Wheeler just again using that outside lane as he always has most of the day today, trying to find a hole. That time Gannon's defense was all over it, pretty much not allowing him to find any openings right there. And the Vulcans could play a little conservatively right here. Their rushing attack has done a good job, so why not run the ball, continue to move up the field, but also burn some clock in this first half while you're at it.
Harris now in the pistol. It's Wheeler in the backfield. Harris taking it, looking to pass. Pass is complete to Kawan Scott, and Kawan Scott breaks a few tackles, and he's going to get enough for the first down. So with 6:50 remaining in the half, California gets a big first down.
Well, even these short screen plays and these passes for the Vulcans have worked out pretty well. The whole entire offensive line you saw there shifting over to the right, and then Harris shifts back and throws over to Kawan Scott to get the first down right there. So effective play calling, continue to move the chains, and continue to burn the clock.
And just a quick stop route there by Kawan Scott. Great job deciding to go to the outside and turn to the outside on that play. As Harris in the shotgun formation takes it and play action pass. He's under pressure, breaks a few tackles, so he's going to keep it himself now as he's going to go out of bounds at around the 50-yard line. So that's a 4-yard gain for James Harris.
And a good read right there by Harris. He did the play action. He rolled out to his left. He really didn't have anybody open that he could find, and he had a little bit of pressure on him in the backfield, so he decided to just tuck this ball and continue to run towards the sideline. Just take whatever yards you can get on that play.
There's now 2nd and 6 for the Vulcans. Pistol formation here is Harris in the shotgun with Wheeler in the backfield. Harris takes it. Play action pass goes to Gary Brown. Gary Brown trying to juke out a player, and he does. He breaks a few tackles, and he breaks another one, and he's still on his feet, finally getting taken down at the 35-yard line, and that's good enough for a first down for the Vulcans.
Gary Brown coming up a little bit limp, though, after that one, and that one cutback looked fairly hard, but impressive nonetheless. A good play by the Vulcans. Spin around, throw it to Brown. Got it off the ground, and then right here, just uses his strength, gets off to the sideline, spins out of another tackle right there, and continues to fight for more yards. And just an impressive play by Gary Brown.
As 1st and 10 from the 34. Pistol formation for Harris. Harris takes it, hands it off to Wheeler. Wheeler finding a hole and getting taken down. So no gain on the play as he gets to the 34-yard line.
And on that play, we noticed, too, with Gary Brown going on the sideline, Tom Green coming in for the Vulcans on that play. So we hope that Gary Brown's all right. He's at least taking a couple plays off, as well as Wheeler is. He's going to get off to the sideline after gaining nothing on that play. But the Vulcans doing a good job burning the clock down, just under 5 minutes remaining now.
Harris in the shotgun. Fiore is his sidecar. Harris takes it and hands it off to Fiore. Fiore cuts back and gets a few yards on the play. It looks like it's going to be about 5 yards on the play, so it brings up 3rd down and 5, on the 26-yard line.
Yeah, and this tandem of running backs for the Vulcans. Franklin has the only rushing touchdown And we saw what Wheeler has done, picking up good chunks of yards, and Fiore even getting those few opportunities, taking advantage right there, another big chunk of yards. And again, the Vulcans just moving down the field, this time methodically, but nonetheless being very, very effective.
As Harris in the pistol, Fiore's in the backfield. 3rd and 2 for the Vulcans. Harris takes it. Play action pass. Goes to Gary Brown, and Gary Brown takes it and gets hit hard. But that is good enough for the first down as he takes it to the 15-yard line.
It didn't take Gary Brown long to get back on the field and contribute to this offense once again. Another one of these play action rollouts by Harris. This one a little bit high. Brown had to take a pretty big hit, but he again moved the chains, and the Vulcans back inside the red zone, down near the 15-yard line, looking for another score right here.
1st and 10. Shotgun formation for Harris. Fiore's his sidecar. Harris takes it, hands it off to Fiore. Fiore keeps it himself. It's a read option play. There's Harris, takes it himself into the end zone for the touchdown. California now up big here against Gannon. It's 34-0 with that touchdown from James Harris.
Well, we've seen Gannon use a read option, right there on their offense, and this time the Vulcans implementing it as Harris going to the outside. He breaks the tackle and just goes for that corner of the end zone, and the Vulcans just adding it on right now, up by 5 scores here with 3:26 left in the first half.
William Brazil on to attempt the extra point. Brazil's kick is up, and it is good. The score now 35-0 with 3:26 remaining in the first half. You're watching California Vulcans football here on CUTV. Stay tuned for more action.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh,
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
And welcome back to McConnell Family Stadium here at Gannon University, where the Vulcans are leading 35-0. As we see number 49, Dominic Del Greco, kicking it off again for the Vulcans. As it's a short kick returned and is bobbled. And California is going to come up with the football here, bobbled by number 36, Ryan Davis. What a turn of events for this Vulcans team.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if Gannon could have anything else go wrong for them today. That is just bad luck right there. A short kick. I don't think the Vulcans were intending to have that be that short, but it was a bobble on the possible return right there, and the Vulcans' special teams was all over that. And just like that, Gannon's defense is going to have to go back out on the field against this offense that has just put on a clinic so far today against Gannon.
And California now, with 35 points on the board, they're 4-0 when scoring 30 or more points. So we'll see if that holds out today as the game continues on. But we saw the kick similar like that at IUP, where the wind kind of handled the ball a little weird and looked like Ryan Davis was not ready for the ball as he bobbled it. Now Harris in the shotgun with Franklin as his sidecar. 3 seconds on the play clock, now 2. Harris takes it, hands it off to Franklin. Franklin finds a hole, and he gets taken down at around the 20-yard line.
And to go off your point that you just talked about, their record when scoring 30-plus points, the Vulcans have only scored 40-plus points this season once, and that was last week on homecoming with 42 against Clarion over the entire span of a game. They only need one more touchdown to match their total from last week already, so as the season's gone along, this offense has really started to be effective.
And it is much better weather today. It's just a little breezy and cloudy. As last week at Clarion, it was a torrential downpour the entire game. As you see Franklin trying to get a few yards, but maybe gets about 1 yard on the play. There's a flag on the play as well, so maybe bringing that back.
And this will be a holding penalty here against the Vulcans. And that's going to be a 10-yard penalty on number 62 for the Vulcans, Taylor Nikitzer, as that's going to back up the Vulcans a decent bit. 10-yard holding penalty that time.
And trying to find where that happened. I guess he just tackled him as well. You saw kind of the Gannon player fall to the ground. Now 2nd and 13 on the 33 for the Vulcans. Harris in the shotgun pistol formation. Harris with 5 seconds on the play clock. Takes it and hands it off. That's number 30, Jimmy Wheeler on the play, gaining about 2 yards on the carry.
And that time, a lot of options out of the backfield for the Vulcans. They could have given this to any one of the running backs in the backfield. Wheeler getting the carry that time. And right now, Vulcans seeming to play a bit conservative after the penalty, just going with the rushing play. We'll see what they come out with here. They have been pretty much attacking this Gannon defense no matter what and going for the end zone, but here, maybe just trying to set up the field goal.
Now, James Harris in the empty set, shotgun formation. 10 seconds on the play clock. Harris looking to pass, goes down the field and is way over the head of Kawan Scott.
And that pass, I feel like, just might have slipped out of Harris's hand right there. That came out of his hand at an awkward angle and just continued to rise. As you see right here, it just goes straight up, and there actually is a penalty flag on the play. We'll have to wait and see what this call is.
It looked like it was a chop block on California. You just kind of saw in the replay there, as one of the California players dove at one of the Gannon players' knees. And it is a personal foul, and it is a chop block against California. You saw that on the replay. So it's going to set California up way deep now in Gannon territory on the 45-yard line. So really costly penalty for the Vulcans.
Yeah, 2 big penalties on this drive has really backed up the Vulcans. 3rd and 25 now, so they're out of field goal range. That's probably the reason why Gannon did accept that penalty, but the Vulcans, another opportunity on 3rd down. Could get a big play right here to set themselves up.
Harris in the shotgun. Looking to pass. Harris going down the field and tipped ball there at the line of scrimmage. He was looking for Derek Fiore in the flat.
And that one was tipped at the line. There was a small window to throw through right there for Harris, trying to go to Fiore. And it was tipped down, and Gannon's going to have a stop right here with the 8 of those penalties. And the Vulcans, for the first time today, are going to have to punt the ball over to Gannon.
And their traditional set now, Smorey and Kier back to punt the ball. So the snap goes to Smorey. And there's a flag on the play as Smorey kicks it away. And it's going to be out of bounds at the 35-yard line. But again, there is a flag on the play. See who this is on.
Yeah, the flag was thrown at the very beginning of the play, so this may be against the Vulcans for maybe a shift or maybe a false start right here. And if that's the case, 3 penalties on this drive for the Vulcans, and we've only seen probably about 3 before this drive total.
And it's an illegal formation. Someone wasn't lined up on the line of scrimmage, or too many men were lined up on the line of scrimmage. So illegal formation, that backs them up another 5 yards. So now, they're going to actually take the ball where it was. So added the 5 yards at the end of that play. Gannon picks the ball up at the 47-yard line with the 1st and 10 with 1:30 to go in the first half.
And this is probably the best field position Gannon has had for the most part today, except for that time they came down into Vulcans territory and almost scored. So in this case, they have a good starting field position, 1:30 left. We'll see if they can't try to get on the scoreboard here.
Nodler with Jones as the sidecar. Nodler looking to pass. He goes down the field, and that is number 21, Manziel, and Manziel gets about 5 yards on the play as Gannon wants to go into the hurry-up offense.
And Manziel, pretty much the favorite target of Nodler today. That time, though, on that tackle, it looks like he came up a little limp. He's going to stay out on the field, though. He's limping around pretty gingerly right here, and he's going to go back into the slot.
As Nodler takes it, looking on the play, going down the field as it's incomplete. He was looking for Justin Ham, the senior wide receiver for Gannon.
And Ham's had a couple of balls go in and out of his hands today. That one could have been an easy completion and gone out of bounds. But on that one, wasn't able to haul it in. Maybe heard footsteps from behind And with 59 seconds on the clock, it's third down. Gannon, this is a big play right here.
And Manziel did sub out for Eli Quinter, number 16 for Gannon. As Nodler in the shotgun with Jones. 7 seconds on the play clock. Nodler looking to pass. He's under pressure, and he gets away from it, and it is complete to number 12. That is Brandon Klemensick, the sophomore wide receiver for Gannon.
And good escapability right there for Nodler as he saw the man coming from his right side. He was able to step over and around and up into the pocket, get that pass off, and Klemensick making a great reception and getting out of bounds.
Nodler takes it, and again goes to number 7, Ham, and he completes it as he goes out of bounds. So Gannon just trying to march down the field. 2nd and 5 for the Golden Knights.
And now they're clicking on a couple of cylinders right here as Gannon getting down near the red zone. They definitely want to get on the scoreboard with getting the ball in the second half. They're going to have to try to set themselves up for that.
Nodler with 2nd and 5. 48 seconds remaining in the first half. Nodler takes it. Play action pass, and he's going to get sacked, and the ball is out. And Gannon recovers it. It looked like that was number 85, Tom Heiser, picking it back up for Gannon.
And that was number 65, actually, yeah, for Gannon. It looks like Nodler, the quarterback, is hurt. He's on the ground still as he got hit pretty hard when that ball came out as it was stripped.
Yeah, he got hit really hard and couldn't exactly see which Vulcan player that was that got his arms up and really hit Nodler hard.
And we don't have any replay right now to show you what exactly happened on that play. But again, Nodler was under pressure. He got the ball stripped from behind as he was trying to get a pass off right there. And Gannon, again, luckily they were able to recover it. That was Matthew Hackathorn that recovered the football for Gannon. But right now, even though you're down 35-0, if your quarterback is out right here with an injury, that is a big blow to Gannon's offense going forward into the second half.
It really is, because the next quarterback in line is Zach Phillips, the freshman for Gannon.
And Phillips right now warming up on the sideline, and we do hope that Nodler is okay. But again, this Vulcans defense has just done a tremendous job getting into the backfield. And you're talking a defense that doesn't have Aaron Terry out there because of the suspension. Luke Rapchick has been hurt the last couple of weeks. So even with a couple of the main starters out, Vulcans defense doing a good job. And we see Nodler getting up and with some help getting off the field here.
And I'm not sure what kind of injury it is, as he's able to walk fine. So it may be an upper body injury. We'll see if he's able to come back into the game later on, maybe in the second half. So hoping for the best for Nodler. As now Zach Phillips takes over for the Golden Knights. Now 3rd and 12 as Gannon takes the timeout. So the opportunity now is that Nodler technically could come back after that timeout as well. So we'll see what happens. It also stops the clock because the clock would have kept running possibly.
And it's going to be interesting to see what Gannon decides to do right here. Again, there's only 41 seconds until the second half of this game, but you have the ball. You're in Vulcan's territory. You haven't been able to scratch the scoreboard just yet. So you'd wonder if Nodler decides to come back in as quickly as possible and get his team on the board, or if he's going to let the rookie Zach Phillips with a shot to go down the field, because it just depends on the severity of the injury and how Nodler is feeling. You definitely want to have your quarterback more for the second half, if anything, for the rest of this game than just for this drive.
Yeah, definitely want to make sure he's okay before you try to put him back out there just for 41 seconds. You know, even though scoring is important right now for Gannon as they're down by 6 scores. So see Gannon coming back onto the field, and Phillips remains out there as a quarterback. He's in the shotgun with Jones as his sidecar. Phillips takes it, looking to throw, and it's complete by number 21, Brandon Manziel. What a catch by the wide receiver.
And what a way to come into the game. Zach Phillips with your first play from scrimmage here in this one. Just gets a pass over the middle to, again, pretty much the favorite target for Gannon, Brandon Menzel. And Gannon is going to take another timeout right here with 36 seconds left on the clock. They still do have one remaining for this half.
And Brady Bowling, the offensive lineman for Gannon, looks like he's a little shaken up as well on the play. And he's a freshman from Liberty Township, Ohio, for this Gannon Golden Knights team.
Yeah, and the Golden Knights really taking a beating so far here. We've seen a couple of guys come up with a couple of possible injuries. Manziel being one of them. Nodler, the offensive line for Gannon, as this Vulcans defense has just put the pressure on today and has done a fantastic job up to this point. And if they're able to make another stop right here, I hope they can come out with the same intensity coming into the second half.
And we've seen this before with this Vulcans team where they come out in the second half up by a lot and kind of let their guard down and let some teams back into it. And you really can't do this against this number 8 Gannon team in the Super Region rankings.
No, they let their guard down a little bit last week against Clarion. Didn't let them in too much into the game where it became threatening to the lead. Again, here, you can't take Gannon for granted. They have a great offense, and they can put up points at a fast clip if you allow them to.
Nodler first and 10 from the 15. 36 seconds remaining. Excuse me, sorry, not Nodler. That is Phillips on the play, and Phillips is going to keep it himself, and he's going to run out of bounds for a good chunk of change.
Now, we've seen when Nodler was in there, he was a mobile quarterback. He ran that read option, but it looks like Phillips has a little more speed coming from behind center right there. And this time he, again, looked to go back to pass. He couldn't find anything. That time just gaining whatever yards he could and getting out of bounds as quickly as possible. Now, 28 seconds left on the clock, second down. So Gannon trying to keep this alive.
2nd and 5 from the 10-yard line. Phillips takes it, goes down the field, and that is going to be not almost intercepted, but tipped away there by California, and he was going for Justin Ham on the play.
And that's the tough part of being a backup quarterback and coming off the bench in the middle of a game like that. Those kind of passes are the things that you practice and get better at in the middle of a game situation. And that one, he had to have the touch to get this floater to the right spot in the corner of the end zone, but it was just a little overthrown. And now Gannon with a third down on the 10-yard line. Still, again, got to get a chance to score right here.
Phillips now in the shotgun. Jones is his sidecar. 10 seconds on the play clock. Phillips looking to Jones. Jones completes it and is going to get into the end zone for the touchdown, as that is the first touchdown for Gannon with 17 seconds remaining. It's 35-6 in favor of California.
And that is tremendously huge for Gannon in this game. Zach Phillips coming in, filling in for the injured Nodler, and going to Brock Jones, who we haven't really had to call his name much today. The rushing attack has been pretty silent, but on that play right there, getting to the corner of the end zone, and Gannon finally on the board here at the back half of the first half. I'm sorry.
As Anthony Howard, actually Clark Holland, excuse me, is up, and the kick is good. The score now 7-35 in favor of California here on CUTV. Stay tuned for more action. 17 seconds remaining.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosba, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
And welcome back to McConnell Family Stadium as you see the Golden Knight there for Gannon. California up 35-7 as it's a little squib kick from Gannon. It's returned by California, but this California offense is really bringing the hammer down on the Golden Knights right now.
Yeah, they have. They've been very effective all around so far today. The passing attack was kicking right off the bat for the Vulcans, and they also added in the rushing attack, especially near the back half of this first half, especially trying to burn as much clock as they can. And right here with 17 seconds left, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Vulcans just go ahead, maybe run a run play or whatever to try to burn off the last few seconds left of this first half, go into the locker room and try to continue the intensity going forward.
And it looks like Harris is just going to take the knee to head into the locker room. So one final play to end the first half, and that'll do it for the first half here at McConnell Family Stadium. The score 35-7 in favor of California. And Damon, what do you like about this California team right now?
Everything, honestly everything. This defense is creating turnovers and pressure, stopping Gannon on offense, and the Vulcans offense themselves is just moving down the field and scoring. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Stay tuned for the second half action. Can Gannon come back and make it tougher for California? Stay tuned for the second half action here on CUTV.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Say preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car, more music in the dorm, more music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation, playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
First published in the 1880s, the California Times is the oldest student media at California University. Circulating 3,000 issues weekly on campus and in the surrounding community, the Times' mission is to deliver fair and balanced news to the student population of California University. All students are welcome to be a part of the California Times. Our offices are located in the Natali Student Union. Keep up to date with the Times online at www.caltimes.org, Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosba, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
And welcome back to McConnell Family Stadium here in Gannon University, where the California Vulcans are leading 35-7 with 3:20 seconds left in halftime. And I'm Anthony D'Agostino. Alongside me is Damon Matson. And what a first half by this California Vulcans defense and offense.
Well, it's just a tremendous first half overall by the Vulcans, carrying the momentum over from last weekend's homecoming game against Clarion. They put up the most points that they have all season with 42. And that was in bad weather conditions with a lot of rain coming down. So far today, they already have 35. As you take a look at the first half stats, ironically, it looks like the Vulcans are getting outgained by Gannon, 237-216, yet the Vulcans are still doing a tremendous job with the ball. They're creating turnovers, and they're just causing Gannon to give them the ball right back. And you see the time of possession and then first downs as well. The Vulcans are just dominating overall.
And they really are. One thing I'm noticing, though, that they need to start looking at is their penalties. Right now they're at 8 penalties for 68 yards, so don't want that number to keep going up as well.
Yeah, and the Vulcans, we talked about it a little bit at the end of the first half. They can't take Gannon lightly. This offense can spark at any moment and get themselves back into it. They did score a touchdown at the end of the first half.
And we're going to take a look at some of the first half highlights, Damon.
Yeah, and right here, the Vulcans got the scoring kicked off right there. Gary Brown on a slant play on the first drive. The Vulcans effectively moved down the field. And then just a little while later, after a turnover right here, Kawan Scott with a bobbling, tremendous catch in the end zone. And then not too long after, Kawan Scott again going down the field in stride. Harris hits him at midfield, and he goes the rest of the way to the end zone. One of the longest passes of the season for Harris. And this Vulcans offense putting up the points, already up 21-0, and they continued to add on in the first half is right here. Handoff to Franklin, who continues his streak, scoring touchdowns in every game for the Vulcans this season. Gets into the end zone right there. And on the keeper, Harris capping it off for the 5th Vulcan touchdown of the day. They went up 35-0 at that point, but right before the end of the half, Gannon, with backup quarterback Zach Phillips in there, gets one in the flat to Brock Jones, who fights his way to the corner, and Gannon gets onto the scoreboard, and that's where we're at right now, 35-7, Vulcans in the lead.
And we're going to take a look at the California schedule. We've got 2 more games left for California. You have November 7th against Mercyhurst. That's senior day for California, so that's at home at Adamson. And then the week after that, November 14th, California travels to Lock Haven for a non-division game going to the east there. And California doesn't have a chance at the PSAC championship game, but they're still trying to fight for those. If they win out, they have a chance to possibly make the regional playoff, the regional rankings.
And they're going up against Gannon, the team that's just ahead of them in the standings right now. You see how they have been, and they got a tough schedule the rest of the way. They got the Vulcans, of course, today. IUP at IUP next week, and then they go to East Stroudsburg, 2 very good teams in the PSAC. So Gannon's had a good season. You see a 3-game win streak, lost a couple, then 3 more straight wins going into this game, but those last 2 are very, very difficult, and Gannon's going to have to play up to get into the playoffs with that schedule.
And that's definitely true. They're right now at ranking 8 in the Super Region 1 rankings. And we said Clarion ranking number 6 right now, and as they beat Gannon 47-31. And California played Clarion last week, as we said before, during homecoming, and basically dismantled them in the first quarter. And Clarion started coming back in the second quarter. So you got to watch out for the second quarter, not second quarter, but second half of these football games for California.
And that's why it was so imperative for Gannon to score at the end of the first half. And going into the second half now, they are getting the ball back. So they have a chance to put up 2 touchdowns on the Vulcans back-to-back in a sense and get them back within a few scores. Again, you still have 2 15-minute quarters. Anything can happen. It'll be interesting to see if Nodler comes back for him. If he does, Gannon with a great chance to possibly get back into this game.
Now Del Greco kicks it away. Fielded by number 21, Brandon Menzel. Menzel finds a hole and is going to get taken down at the 22-yard line by 3 California defensemen.
And I'm looking over to the Gannon sideline as their offense comes out onto the field. And right now, Nodler is on the sideline with his helmet off right here. It looks like Zach Phillips is going to go out and be the quarterback to start the second half. So he did throw the touchdown pass to end this first half. He's back out there with another opportunity.
Nodler may be out for the game today. Don't know exactly the extent of his injury, but Phillips taking it, pass it to Menzel in the screenplay. Menzel getting taken down by number 17, Chaz Veal on the play.
And Menzel has just been showing his toughness all game. He's been banged up a couple of times in this game, even limping off the field at one point, but coming back here in the second half like nothing is wrong at all. Short pass in the flat, cuts up for a few yards, and he has just been playing tough all day.
2nd and 7 for the Golden Knights. Phillips in the shotgun. Jones as the sidecar. Phillips, looking, scrambling now as he's going to run it himself, and he's going to get taken down, but not enough for the first down.
And that's the threat that Zach Phillips poses, and we've talked about it as well. He has more speed coming out of that pocket, and he creates plays with his legs a lot for Gannon right there doing just that. Going over to the sideline, a very short third down for Gannon right here.
Phillips hands it off to Brock, keeps it himself, and he's going to get the first down. So Phillips using that read option now.
And so far, Gannon's offense looking good with Phillips under center. He is a freshman quarterback, so he probably hasn't gotten that many reps this year, but he's looking like he knows this offense fairly well and got the first down of the half for Gannon right here.
Phillips now looking to pass, going down the field, and it's picked off by California. That is number 10, Jordan Bowman. What an interception to just jump the route.
And then unfortunately, we don't have the replay for you right now as we're having some technical issues, but Jordan Bowman just undercutting that route. And just as I said, the Gannon was starting to get their momentum going. Jordan Bowman just read that route perfectly. Yet another turnover created by the Vulcan defense, and this offense getting a chance to answer that touchdown late in the first half. Here are the Vulcans.
So now the Vulcans take over with their possession in Gannon territory. Harris in the shotgun. Franklin has now in the pistol with Franklin in the backfield. Harris looking to pass, goes to the screen to Kawan Scott. Kawan Scott breaks the tackle and finally gets taken down by Zanders. So that's a pretty big gain there for California.
Yeah, and these short passes have been paying off fairly well for the Vulcans. Gary Brown and Scott on the outside, and even in the flats to the running backs. California is finding those short passes open. They're taking advantage of it, and they're gaining 7 to 8 yards just about every time they go for it.
Harris now in the pistol. Franklin in the backfield. Harris hands it off to Franklin. Franklin's got a hole, and he breaks it to the 20-yard line for the first down with 13 minutes and 1 second remaining in the third quarter.
Oh, we got some players down, though. Franklin looks shaken up. His arm looks a little bit hurt, and right now, number 41 for the Vulcans, Ryan McCauley. He's one of their running backs and also can play the fullback for the Vulcans down on the play. They're checking out, it looks like maybe his leg right here as he was down in some decent pain right there.
And just a big run there by Franklin. So good block there by McCauley to get him some extra yardage on the play as well.
Yeah, we sure hope he's all right. He seems to be in some pain as the trainers are trying to check out right there. Didn't quite see what happened on that play. Both players went down with the tackle. Maybe somebody got caught up along the ground or in between a couple of players. But we sure do hope McCauley is going to be okay.
And it looks like they're trying to treat his ankle right now. They're trying to make sure it's the strength of his ankle's okay, as he's going to be able to get up and see if he can. He's going to limp up the hip, but he's walking on his own power, so that's good to see for McCauley.
Yeah, very good. We've seen a couple of players get dinged up in this game, but luckily everybody has been able to walk off the field under their own strength for the most part, maybe with a little bit of assistance. So again, right there, just glad McCauley able to get off the field, and now play will resume for the Vulcans.
Now Wheeler has a sidecar with Harris in the shotgun. Harris takes it, looking to pass to Gary Brown, and it's going to be incomplete as Gary Brown had it in his hands, then dropped it.
Yeah, that was a low pass right there. Gary Brown really had to just dive backwards and try to make that catch on that one. He wasn't able to hold on to it, but that wouldn't have gone very far of a gain anyway, so it's not too big of a loss right there. Vulcans another opportunity here on second down.
As Harris now takes it, hands it off to Wheeler. Wheeler going on around, trying to find some running room, and he doesn't, as there's a flag on the play. So with no gain and a penalty on the play, it could be seen that one go back maybe 10 yards, hold on California.
Yeah, could be another possible hold against California as the penalties continue to rack up for this team.
And that is against Arnell Farmer Jr. for holding. We'll check it out in the replay.
That's actually on Des Green, the tight end right there, as we take a look on the replay right here. As you can see the hold right there, he doesn't let go of his man until the very end of the play as Wheeler is going out of bounds. So right there, that'll cost the Vulcans and back them up. 2nd and 20 now, as they're back to the 31-yard line.
As Harris, 2nd and 20. Franklin, sidecar. 10 seconds on the play clock. Harris takes it, looking to pass. Airs it out, and it's going to be tipped by Kawan Scott, and a little bit of a late hit there by number 32 for Gannon, as Kawan Scott is down. No penalty.
Yeah, and they're going out. He got hit really hard up high, and there was no penalty. I am extremely surprised there was no penalty on that play. The coaches for California are livid, as you see right there. An elbow to the face, and that was pretty much the same play that got Aaron Terry suspended. So I'm having a hard time realizing why there was no penalty called on that play.
And Coach Keller is on the field. He's not happy with that call, and he has every right to be, as Kawan Scott got smacked in the shoulder by the helmet of number 32. And I apologize, 32 is not on our roster for Gannon. So not sure who that was. Hopefully Kawan is okay. Might have been dislocated his shoulder or something there as he's really wincing.
Yeah, we don't want to speculate what exactly happened. He is up on his feet now, though, as the trainers are still continuing to tend to him. And again, Coach Keller out on the field, making sure his player is okay, but also letting the referees know that he has an issue with what just happened right there. And here is the replay of this, and this is almost similar to what happened with Aaron Terry. Again, late hit coming in there. The ball was obviously away from his body, but just about 2.5 steps away, and the defender decided to go ahead and hit him anyways. And again, it's odd to me why there was no penalty called here in this situation, but with Aaron Terry, there was a penalty called.
Yeah, that's bizarre right there. It definitely looked like the player had a chance to either avert hitting the player or just not hit him at all. So we see Harris now 3rd and 20 with Franklin as his sidecar. Harris looking to pass. Going to be incomplete. No one home there for California as it's now 4th and 20 for the Vulcans.
In that time, with just the unfortunate events that happened on this drive, including the penalties, the Vulcans backed way up. And I don't know if they're going to quite attempt a field goal right here, but the offense is staying out on the field for the most part. So on 4th and 20, the Vulcans are going to go ahead and try to go for it. It's about a 47-yard field goal right here. And again, a punt, more than likely. It's going to go in the end zone for a touchback anyways. And with the score the way it is, why not go for it?
Harris again, doubles formation. Franklin's the sidecar. Harris takes it, looking to pass. Under pressure's Harris, and he's going to get taken down. And there's a penalty coming, most likely against California, as Harris gets nowhere and sacked on the play.
We'll wait and see what exactly the penalty is on, but right there, just good pressure by Gannon on 4th down. They sent that house after Harris. It is a holding penalty against the Vulcans. Going to be declined by Gannon, and that's going to be a turnover on down. So Gannon coming up with a big stop against the Vulcans offense.
And I'm not exactly sure where the holding penalty was. I didn't see it on the replays. It looked like California was doing pretty well, but Damon, we're going to look at our Twitter page, at CUTV_PA. I know you like Twitter. I kind of like Twitter. So check it out. We post our videos and our stuff that we put on YouTube, and we tweet out where we're going as well. So check it out and maybe tweet at us if you have some highlights from college or high school games, because we like those as well. As now Phillips takes it himself and it's going to keep it. He's got some room to run, and he's finally going to get taken out. And he's going to be able to get a huge first down there for Phillips.
And after the interception Phillips had on that last drive, I think this is the kind of stuff we're going to see from Gannon the rest of the way. This read option style. Phillips has the speed like a running back to get up the field into the second level and just create plays, get yardage for Gannon. And this could be a big momentum shift. They finally stopped this Vulcans offense. And with Phillips under center, a new style of play out there, the Vulcans are going to have to adjust.
Now Phillips sidecars Jones. Phillips looking down the field, and it's going to be incomplete as he was looking for number 7, Justin Ham.
And again, right there, it doesn't seem like Phillips is quite in sync with his receivers. His passes are just going a little ways off, as you can see right here, going on another simple slant route. This is the same pass that got intercepted last time by the Vulcans, and again, almost intercepted, and it looked like Ham just wasn't quite ready for that pass as he slowed up as it was coming his way.
Now Phillips in the gun. Jones is his Mac man. Phillips keeps it himself, and he's going to get taken down for a loss. What a play by the defense there for California.
And right there on that sack, that was number 29, Cameron Tarver. We've called his name a couple of times in the last few weeks on this defense, especially when it comes to sacking the quarterback. And right there, he was in the backfield, read that play without any hesitation, and went after the quarterback for the sack.
As Phillips takes over now, 3rd and 16 on the 40-yard line. Jones is his sidecar. Trips to the far side. Phillips takes it, looking to pass, as there's going to be a penalty on the play. Looks like it's going to be a false start on the offense. It might have been one of the wide receivers jumping a little too early.
Yeah, there was movements early on. And there it is the false start against Gannon, so that's going to back them up even more now after the sack. So just like the Vulcans were backed up on their last drive, Gannon now facing a 3rd and 21 from their own 35.
Now 3rd and 21. Long down here. Phillips, Jones's sidecar. Phillips under pressure. He's going to roll around and trying to find some space, and he's got some room to run now. And he's going to keep his legs moving and finally going to get taken down by number 21, Devontae Suber, as there's some pushing and shoving going on a little after the play.
Yeah, and we saw 2 penalty flags come out because of the ensuing aggressiveness there at the end. And it'll be interesting to see what gets called here, because these are both going to be penalties after the play nonetheless.
And you got to think California is still upset that there was no penalty called when Kawan Scott got hit, and they may be taking that frustration out as well. So we'll see what the penalties are going to be.
And in this case, and again, these players going back at it right here in the middle of the field. You can't be taking penalties like this no matter what happens in the game, because penalties like this will cost you. It'll allow Gannon to get back into this game. And right now, everybody, both sidelines just getting fired up. It's just getting really chippy out here right now.
And Coach Keller is trying to tell his team to come back. Oh, and there's going to be another penalty most likely called, as one of the California players was pointing to the scoreboard at the Gannon fans.
Yeah, this is just getting really sloppy right now. The referee's trying the best they can to get this back under control. And we're just going to have to wait to see what the penalties are going to be.
And you don't like to see this, but it looks like Gannon's also trying to get under the skin of this California team as well.
Right, and that's something you just can't allow. If you're the Vulcans, you got to keep things under control, keep your head straight. You still have a football game to play right now. 10:21 left in the 3rd quarter, including, again, the last 15 minutes in the 4th quarter. So for right now, you have to keep your head on straight, and we'll see what the referees are going to call. A lot of different things.
And there's 2 fouls for California. Personal foul, late hit against Arnell Farmer Jr., and another unsportsmanlike conduct for California, as it looks like, yeah, both are on California, and Chazville looks like they're saying bring it on. So still egging on this Gannon team.
Yeah, that's a large chunk of yards, though, right there after the play. We're going to take a look once again at this replay as you see Phillips going up in the upper levels, going to the ground. And there's where the scrimmage began right there. Again, a couple of players getting shippy behind the play. So the Vulcans giving up a large chunk of yardage, close to possibly about 20 yards. And now Gannon, great field position here.
Phillips hands it off to Brock Jones. Brock Jones is going to get it's Phillips. He keeps it, and what a fake there by Phillips. Just faked me out on the play.
Yeah, the read option is just the way that Gannon is going right now. And again, the referee still trying to just keep this under control. Another play was run, and a little chippy right here. But then again, there's the rush right here. Phillips going over the side. He just uses that evasiveness, gets down inside the 10-yard line. And Gannon really knocking at the door right now as they get the first down. And now it's 1st and goal.
I really like this quarterback for Gannon, Phillips. He's really good. He's kind of like Nodler, so kind of that same kind of play style where he can keep it and run it with a read option, or he can look to pass it. So now 1st and goal on the 8-yard line for the Golden Knights. Now Phillips again keeps it himself, and he's going to run, and he's going to finally get taken down by number 21, Devontae Suber. So big yardage there for Gannon.
And just as I stated earlier, I don't see Phillips really trying to pass this ball very much. He is going to do these read options, keep the ball himself. And there's going to be a penalty on the play as well, as it's an offsides against California, and it's going to push Gannon even closer to the end zone.
And number 6, Jack Phillips looks like he's hurt on the play. You see here, Phillips.
Phillips falling to the ground. Yeah, I don't know what exactly
sure
happened
what
or
happened.
where he would have gotten hit on that play, but he is on the ground, not feeling too great. And Gannon's sideline now trying to figure out who they may decide to put in if Phillips can't continue, because you already have Nadler already hurt, and now Phillips, if he's hurt, you got to find out who you're going to be your next quarterback up.
Well, their next quarterback, instead of Nadler, that would be Nason McCall, another freshman. He's the 6'2 freshman from Lake City, PA. So we'll see him coming into the game for a little bit as Phillips gets up and jogs off the field. And he may have gotten the wind knocked out of him when he fell. He might have fallen on the football, which kind of maybe knocked the wind out of him. So we'll see if he can come back into the game.
Yeah, it could have been any combination of, that play, just the hit or falling on the ball or anything like that. Either way, he is going to have to take at least a play off, if anything. So Gannon, again, still knocking at the door. They're right there, and they're trying to get this ball into the end zone and try to get back into this thing as quick as they possibly can.
And it's a 1st and 4 because it was also an offsides penalty against California. So no harm, no foul here. It's 1st and 4 with quarterback hands it off, and it's a touchdown for Gannon. That is number 25, Brock Jones, his first touchdown of the game.
That's actually his first rushing touchdown of the game, and then second touchdown overall right there as he gets the handoff, goes straight up the middle. Gannon was right there. That's all they really needed to do. As quarterbacking right there was number 48, Michael McCauley, their punter. So they just wanted to get in there, get a rushing play, get back on the scoreboard again, and now, after being down 35-0, Gannon with 14 possible unanswered points here as the kick is good. And 35-14.
It's 35-14. Gannon coming back. We have 9 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the third quarter. California still leading. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
Complete news, entertainment, and sports coverage from around the area, region, and nation is found right here on CUTV News Center every Thursday at 5 p.m. with anchors Jennifer Germano, Zach Prosba, entertainment with Mike Mays, and sports with Matt Hagee. Follow us on YouTube, CUTV News Center, and on Twitter, CUTV_PA, for your complete rebroadcast of your Vulcan sports. News Center airs every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Armstrong and Atlantic Broadband.
And welcome back to Gannon University, where California leads 35-14 over the Golden Knights with 9:28 remaining in the third quarter. And it's Clark Holland kicking the ball. It's a little squib kick here. And it's fielded by California. As returned there by, looked like Jimmy Wheeler on the play. So pretty good return there on a little squib kick.
Yeah, Wheeler had a little bit of trouble with the ball on that return right there as it was a bouncing football. He was able to pick it up just before Gannon's special teams got there. So decent field position for the Vulcans right here is now after 14 unanswered by Gannon. They're going to want to try to answer back and get another touchdown because you can't let Gannon get back into this game. Their offense is a high-powered machine that can come alive at any moment. So you got to try to keep your lead intact.
Harris in the shotgun, takes it and throws it over to his receiver, and he's stopped for a loss. I'm not sure exactly who that was, because there are angles a little bit hard to see the numbers here.
And that was number 84 Lomax right there for the Vulcans, and a good job by Gannon's defense right there. That was number 1 Rico Wright the second, just breaking in and getting that tackle. And right now Gannon's fan base and their sideline is pumped up.
2nd and 11 for Harrison, his offense. Trips to the near side. Franklin's a sidecar to the far. Harris looking to pass. He's going deep down the field to Kawan Scott, and Kawan Scott is going to get the ball tipped away as he was hit. So he did not make that completion. And 32 on the play for Gannon. Not exactly sure his name again.
Yeah, that was just a great pass breakup right there as Kawan Scott has gone deep a couple of times so far today, making great receptions. That time just didn't have a handle on it, wasn't able to hold on, and now the Vulcans in danger of going 3 and out and giving the ball right back to Gannon. And right now, this team has the momentum against the Vulcans in this game.
Harris. Doubles. Look. Harris now looking to pass again. Going down the field, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Luke Smorey, so that's going to bring up a 4th and 11. California's going to have to punt.
And if I'm correct, Smorey has not had a reception just yet, and that drive by the Vulcans didn't even get off its feet right now. Gannon is all pumped up. They want to be out there. They're trying to get back into this game, and they believe they can at this point. So right now, the Vulcans giving the ball right back to Gannon with an opportunity to possibly score again.
Smorey and Kier. This time it's Kier, and he's going to do a little pooch punt as it gets to the, bounces to the 30, around the 30-yard line, 35-yard line, stopped by California.
And now if you're the Vulcans coming back out onto the field, you got to control. And we're going to tease Facebook right here as it's another way to keep in contact with us. We talked about Twitter already, but if you want to, go onto our page, California University Television, give us a like, and share your feedback with us, how you like some of our shoots, what you want to see, any kind of highlights, different things like that. It's a great way to interact with us. And heck, today is Halloween, so if you want to, I hear everybody doing it, show us some of your costumes that you have for Halloween today as we're celebrating the holiday here in Gannon.
It's now Phillips in the gun, and this is going to be a timeout, a flag on the play, excuse me. It's right in the middle of the field, so false start. That's number 56 for Gannon, Lee Hunter, the freshman offensive lineman. And that's the center.
And if you're the Vulcans defense, you're trying to obviously keep your head and get back into this game. That's a good help right there to start this drive against Gannon. The 5-yard false start penalty backs them up right away, and we've seen them sack Phillips a couple of times. Could do it right here.
Phillips going to take it and run. He's got a big lane, and he's got more room to run as he's finally taken down by Arnell Farmer Jr., but not before he gets a big first down for the Golden Knights.
And right now, the Vulcans have no answer for Phillips when he steps up, tucks the ball, and runs. And right now, they're going to have to figure something out because the Gannon offense is really clicking. But again, there's a penalty for another false start right here.
So false start against Gannon. Still not clicking with this offense for Gannon as with their new quarterback. So 1st and now 15 on the 44-yard line.
But the problem facing the Vulcans defense right now is the fact that they didn't game plan really to have Zach Phillips in at quarterback. They were planning for Liam Nadler, who is now out with an injury, and Phillips has taken over. So I'm sure there were a couple of adjustments made at halftime, but still, they have no answer for that tuck and run that Phillips has been doing.
Phillips looking to pass now. Phillips under pressure. He's going to roll to the far side, looking to pass, going down the field, and he had a man open as he was breaking free. That was number 11, Joe Sabuki, trying to make the reception.
And that time, Gannon deciding to go for the deep ball down the field. Again, Phillips keeping the play alive, getting out of the pocket as it was collapsing down, rolls out to his right, and he saw Sabuki running down the field. A little bit of interference right there by Veal. He was trying to go for the ball, it looked like there, though, so no penalty. And it'll be 2nd and 15.
2nd and 15, doubles look for Phillips. Phillips in a shotgun all by himself. Phillips under pressure. He's going to run again, and he's going to just step out of bounds, but he's going to get maybe 2 yards on the play. And there's another penalty flag flying at late on this play.
And we'll see what this penalty is on. This may be on Gannon actually right here. We'll have to wait for the referee's call.
After the play, personal foul against California. So we'll see this on the replay if there was a penalty.
And it's a personal foul, 15 yards obviously after the play was over. I'm not quite sure what happened. Obviously the quarterback didn't get hit out of bounds, so we really couldn't catch what happened after the play. But there may have been something said instead of anything physically happening. So this time it still cost the Vulcans. They really got to control these emotions and get back into this game.
Phillips, same formation, doubles look. In the shotgun, looking to pass. Phillips takes it, and it's going to be incomplete as Gannon was looking for the flag, and there's none coming.
And right now, yeah, it was incomplete. That was a good play right there by the Vulcans. And that was on the coverage right there. That was number 21 for the Vulcans, Devontae Suber, covering the man in the slot right there. So good play, no penalties on this one. And if you just keep that momentum up, you can try to just make a stop right here against Gannon.
Second attempt from the 40. Trips to the far side. Jones in motion. Phillips hands it off to, and keeps it himself. Fake handoff with the read option. He's going to get brought down for maybe a 2 or 3 yard gain.
And again, Suber was in on that play. He made the tackle, and right now Vulcans are picking up on Phillips' tactics right now. They're running this read option, but most of the time, Phillips has been keeping the football, and that time the Vulcans read it right.
3rd and 6. Phillips getting another play. Same look, trips to the far side. As he has 15 seconds on the play clock. Phillips in the shotgun with Jones as a sidecar. Takes it, looking to pass, going down the field, and it's going to be incomplete. Great coverage by number 10, Jordan Bowman.
And that's what the Vulcans needed to do right there. Just keep your heads and focus and try to stop Gannon, because they can do it. They've been doing it most of today, and right there they played great defense. They were able to contain Phillips when he goes to try to tuck and run, and when he passes right there, just great coverage. And now you force Gannon into a 4th down situation, and it looks like they're going to try to go for it actually right here.
And they are. Phillips and his offense is staying on the field. Trips to the far side. Jones is his sidecar to the left. Phillips with 10 seconds. Takes the snap, looking to pass. He's under pressure, and he gets it away. He got a man open. That is number 25, Brock Jones. And Brock Jones is going to get a complete pass for the 1st down for the Golden Knights.
And that was his check down right there. Phillips was looking down the field. He didn't have anybody open, but Brock Jones peels off of his block, and he is your check down back right there. He picks up the 1st down easily. That's a big 4th down conversion for Gannon, and they keep this drive alive down to the 26-yard line now.
1st and 10 with 6:15. Brock Jones in the pistol. Takes the handoff, and Brock Jones is going to get stopped for a 1 yard gain. So good job defense there, clogging up those holes.
Yeah, the Vulcans have done a tremendous job, even in the wake of this second half so far on defense. They still have been able to stop the run going straight up the middle, especially on delayed handoffs. So that's why Phillips has had to run the ball a lot more out of the read option. So good start right there, only allowing 1 yard.
Phillips looking to pass. He's got plenty of time. He's going to get sacked by number 52, Justin Baker. And a shout out actually to Justin Baker's JMU transfer. His mom actually came down to the CUTV truck, and she watches the game. So hello to the Baker family. So great tackle there by Justin Baker.
Yeah, shout out to them. They are watching our broadcast today of this game. Glad you guys are tuning in with us, and a big sack right there by their son, Baker, getting in the backfield and getting another one just like last weekend.
That's Phillips looking to pass. Pass is complete to number 7, Justin Ham, as he gets not enough for a 1st down, but a pretty big gain.
Yeah, Ham actually stayed on his feet for the most part, and after the sack, that's all that Gannon could ask for. Of course, they're going to go for it on 4th down once again. It's pretty much have to do that as we're down to 4:45 left in the 3rd quarter. So down by 3 scores, they're going to have to keep trying on 4th down, but right here, it's going to be a lot longer than the last one, 4th and 7.
Phillips in the shotgun, and the doubles look. Jones is his sidecar, looking to pass. Phillips, he's got plenty of room to run. Phillips is going to keep it himself, and it's going to get taken down by number 5, Brendan Blair.
And that may have been, ironically, a designed run right there for Gannon. It looked like he was going to go back to pass, but they opened up the lane. You see the blockers going over to the left of the field right there and setting up blocks right there for Phillips as Gannon, again, converting on a 4th down. And now they're going to have another opportunity at the 12-yard line.
1st and 10 with 5 remaining. Phillips keeping it himself. He's got some room to run, and he's finally going to get taken down, but there's a late flag thrown, so possibly holding against the offense.
And I believe I didn't see the signal. He may not have gotten in the end zone, but nonetheless, this is going to come back.
And that penalty is against number 75, Randy Tote. So you saw there, just taken down number 52, Dustin Baker.
Yeah, he hauled Baker to the ground right there. It was an obvious holding penalty. And again, Gannon's done a good job rolling down the field on this drive, but yet they have had a couple of sacks given up and also penalties that have backed them up. They've made it all the way down the field, but they have burned a lot of clock in the process. Still a lot of game left, but down by 3 scores, just under 4 minutes now left in the third quarter. That's a tough one to take.
Phillips now looking to pass. Goes down the field, and it's going to be incomplete on the play as he was looking for the middle of the field.
And again, Gannon now, with that last first down that they were able to convert on, they still can get one more movement of the chains before they go into the end zone. The first down marker is at the 2-yard line, so they can still get a first down right here. They don't have to go for the end zone right off the bat.
As Phillips goes back in the gun with Jones as his sidecar. Phillips taking some time as he looks to pass. Phillips under pressure, and he's going to get sacked by number 98, Adam Mihoki.
And we already called Tyler Haddock's name for a sack earlier, as these two have been pretty much the evil twins up there on the defensive line. This time, Adam Mihoki getting into the backfield, getting the sack of Phillips, backing Gannon up even more to a 3rd and 28. They're backed up to their 30-yard line, so this could be the spot where California, as long as they bend and don't break here, could hold Gannon back from scoring at all.
As Phillips goes back into the gun, trips to the far side. Brock Jones as his sidecar. Phillips looking to pass. And he's in trouble. He scrambles, and he gets out of a sack as he's still looking for a pass. And it's going to be incomplete as he was looking for his receiver there in the far side.
And that was Joe Sabuki on the far side right there. And I don't know what he exactly was doing. He was wide open, and it looked like he just swatted this ball down. I'm not quite sure if he thought one of California's defensive backs was going to come and hit him right off the bat, but you see right here, either he just lost the handle or he just tried to swat it down. But right here, the Vulcans making a stand against this offense for Gannon, and they're going to go for it again, obviously, on 4th down. They got to try to convert.
This is huge for Gannon. As Phillips now looking to pass. He's under pressure. Throws it deep into the end zone, and is batted away by the California defense. So turnover on downs for the Golden Knights, and what a stand by the California defense at the late stages of that drive.
Vondell Bell was the man that knocked that pass out of the air. It was a cluster of about 3 Vulcans players, and right there he was the man that got the hand on it to knock it down to the ground, and that is a big momentum shift. And Anthony, we talked about a couple of social media platforms that we are on. We are also on YouTube as well, CUTV Sports 1.
And it's a great place. You know, I'm from Eastern PA, so I know my parents love to watch our games on CUTV Sports 1. It's also how we post our videos on Facebook and Twitter. So, you know, check out our YouTube page as well if you're not on Facebook or Twitter. As Harris gonna hand it off to Wheeler. Wheeler gets a few yards and gets about 4 yards on the carry.
And now if you're the Vulcans, again, the rushing attack has been good, but overall as an offense, you want to try to get down this field, burn clock still, continue to force the pressure on Gannon. But if you're able to put up one more touchdown, that could help you ice this game, because it slowly started to seem like Gannon's getting the momentum back. So anything you can do to stop that would be helpful right here.
As Harris in the pistol with Wheeler in the backfield. Harris takes the snap and hands it off to Wheeler. Wheeler finding some room, and the spin moves around, and that's going to be enough for the first down. So with 2:10 to go in the third quarter, it's a first down for California.
And Wheeler, that's where he lives, is out on the outside with those rushes around the edge, and right there doing just that, picking up just enough for the first down, and that's a good thing to see for the Vulcans, moving the chains again on offense and forcing the issue with Gannon.
As Harris gets the plays from the sideline, as he's in the shotgun with Franklin as his sidecar. Harris with under 10 seconds on the play clock. Harris low snap as he's going to go to Kawan Scott, and it's going to be complete to Kawan Scott, but not enough for the first down. It looks like it should be 2nd down and 1 for the Vulcans.
Well, nonetheless, good recovery right there by Harris. That snap was nearly onto the ground. As you see the replay, that thing just skirting the top of the grass, and they get it over to Scott for the reception. And that actually will be a first down, actually. He just got enough for the first down. So the Vulcans moving the chains once again.
As Harris in the gun. Franklin's his sidecar. Harris looking to pass. Goes to Gary Brown. Gary Brown trying to evade a few tackles. He's going to get taken down by number 23, Foster Resner, for the Gannon Golden Knights.
And these short passes are continuing to be effective. Gary Brown open on the far side, and he tries to work his way for a couple more yards, but this keeps the clock running. We're now under a minute left in the 3rd quarter, and for the Vulcans, the clock is your friend. Continue to use it wisely, and you can continue to hold on to this lead moving forward.
As Harris in the pistol formation. Sends Kawan Scott in motion, brings him a little closer. Harris takes it, hands it off. That's Franklin, and he's going to get maybe a yard or 2 on the carry.
And Franklin wasn't really able to go anywhere. A delayed handoff. We saw Harris spin around and try to get that ball to Franklin, and this is going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. So it's been a little bit of a rough half for the Vulcans, but they're still hanging in there with that lead.
And score 35-14 in favor of California. 3 quarters are in the books. Stay tuned for the 4th quarter, where we'll see if Gannon can try to mount a comeback here on CUTV.
Catch all the excitement under the Friday Night Lights with CUTV's High School Football Game of the Week. You have the best seats in the house as the area's longest running high school football telecast, now in its 29th season, brings you the area's biggest games. Don't forget to watch the replay on CUTV, Sundays at 8 and Thursdays at 5:30.
And welcome back to McConnell Family Stadium here in Gannon, where California is leading 35-14. And Damon, what a beautiful field this is, landlocked in downtown Erie. Thank you to the facilities management team here at Gannon, where we have a little interesting setup here today.
Yeah, we're stationed up on one of the buildings in this stadium. Not much room to work with, but again, facilities has done a great job setting us up. We were here early this morning, and they let us pretty much do what we had to do, and we've seen a great game so far.
As Harris hands it off to Wheeler. Wheeler trying to find a lane, and he does. He's got a big hole. He's running down the sideline as there's a late flag thrown. So this may negate the touchdown from Jimmy Wheeler. It looks like it might be a block in the back against California.
And I can't count the amount of touchdowns that Jimmy Wheeler has had negated this season, not just on offense, but on special teams as well because of penalties. This may be another one of those.
As it's holding against the offense, that's number 15, Kawan Scott, as you look here on the replay.
Yeah, and this was just a great job by the offensive line for the Vulcans the whole way up the field. But again, we may be able to catch it near the end right here. There you can see Kawan Scott had his arm wrapped around his man. They'll call the penalty on that pretty much most of the time. And it is still at least a 1st and 10. That is a spot foul, and the Vulcans are going to have the ball at the 20-yard line, so they're back to the red zone.
And that was a good call, because if Kawan Scott didn't hold him and throw him back a few yards, Jimmy Wheeler may have been tackled there. So Harris now with 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Harris now hands it off to Wheeler. Wheeler trying to find room, and he gets to the outside again. And we'll see if that is enough for the first down.
And it looks like he did pick up that first down. I saw the marker falling down as he went towards the sideline, and he just ran around the other side of it. And they're actually going to spot him just short as he stepped out of bounds right before the marker. But nonetheless, the Vulcans really knocking at the door for the first time since the first half right here. They're on the 11-yard line. Just need to convert to the first down, and they could go first and goal from there.
2nd and 1 from the 11. Harrison, a pistol with Jimmy Wheeler as his running back. Harris takes it, hands it off to Wheeler. Wheeler's trying to find some room, and he does. And he gets to the outside, and Wheeler's got one man to beat. And he gets into the end zone for the California touchdown. Almost couldn't see it there, but that's 41-14 now in favor of California. What a run by Jimmy Wheeler.
Jimmy Wheeler doesn't get enough credit for his evasiveness and his vision. He was just missing guys the whole way down the side of the field, as you can see right here. Shifts to the left, shifts back, stutter steps, and just continues to run. He just finds ways to get extra yards. This time he gets into the end zone, so the penalty that negated his initial touchdown doesn't matter anymore. The Vulcans finally get back on the board.
As Brazil's kick is up and good. The score now 42-14 in favor of California with 14 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in this game. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
And welcome back to Gannon here, where California leads 42-14 in favor of the Golden Knights. Over top of the Golden Knights, excuse me, as number 45, Ian Patterson now kicks it away for the Vulcans. As it's returned there by Manziel. Manziel takes it, and he finds the lane. He's gotten to the outside, and he's got one man to beat. Finally gets taken down at around the 40-yard line, so good return there for Gannon.
And we'll take a look at the touchdown on that last drive by the Vulcans. They were finally able to score in this second half, and Jimmy Wheeler just doing a fantastic job with his vision, just finding a way to get into the corner of the end zone just barely for the Vulcans' first touchdown in quite a while in this game, but they have now tied their total points from last week against Clarion with 42.
So we'll see if California goes a little more conservative on their offense or they keep trying to put the pedal to the metal. As Phillips takes it, looking to pass, and it's almost intercepted by California. That was number 20 on the play, Vondell Bell.
I feel like we've been calling Vondell Bell's name just a little bit more often here in the second half, as he was involved with a sack and a tackle for loss as well. That time diving, almost caught that tip ball for a big interception, but Gannon getting off easy.
As Phillips takes it, under center in the shotgun. Looking to pass, Phillips goes to number 7, that's Justin Ham, and he gets enough for the first down.
Yeah, Ham getting across the middle of the field right there and doing a good job with the reception, answering back for that one that was tipped and not quite caught right there. But again, good evasiveness for Phillips as he was able to just find his man after he rolls out of the pocket.
As Phillips now in the pistol. Phillips looking to pass, it's complete to Ham. Ham finding some room, and he's gonna get taken down, but not until he gets the first down for the Golden Knights.
It looks like Phillips is finally starting to find his groove, especially with the passing game. A lot of these first initial passes when he came into the game were off target, and he had also threw an interception.
As Phillips keeps it himself here, as it was a no-huddle play, as they're trying to get as many yards as they can to score pretty quickly, as he picks up 3 yards on the carry. 2nd and 7 now for Gannon.
They're moving down the field fairly quickly, trying to answer that Vulcan touchdown, because again, the clock is against them right here. 13 minutes left in this game, still down by now 4 scores again. Gannon just trying to get on the board as quickly as possible.
Phillips trips to the near side. Phillips takes it. Going to Manziel. Manziel picks it up, but he's going to get stopped just before the first down marker by number 10, Jordan Bowman.
And that's a good tackle in the middle of the field right there by Bowman, as he's able to make sure that Manziel doesn't go anywhere and the clock continues to run. Just effective defense right there for the Vulcans.
And first down, and then he did get enough, as it's now a pass to Manziel. Manziel looking for the outside, and he gets around, and it's going to be stopped at the 1-yard line. So not a touchdown there. Stopped by number 14, Errol Brewster, excuse me, for the Vulcans.
A good stop by Brewster, and it looks like there is a player down on the field. It is a Vulcan, and it's actually Chaz Veal right now, as you see the replay right there. Good stop by Brewster, making sure that Manziel did not get into the end zone.
And Chaz Veal was looking like he was trying to, and there's a flag on the play, so we'll see who that is on. But Chaz Veal looked like he was making a tackle and got helicoptered around there. So he probably might have gotten the wind knocked out of him. But there's a penalty flag on the field away from where the ball was. And it's holding against the offense. That's number 76, Matt Andre, on the play.
And that is a costly penalty if you're Gannon. You were moving down the field. Heck, you were down to the 2-yard line after that last play, but because of the penalty, that backs them up 15 yards and pretty much sets them up where they were before that play was made. So 1st and 25 now for Gannon, backed up to nearly their 30-yard line after the penalty.
As Phillips is looking for another play, seeing if they're going to go with a pass or if they're going to stay with the read option and the run plays. As we have a referee conference here.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out where exactly to spot the ball after the penalty. And they're also actually trying to figure out maybe this could be 1st and goal. They're not quite sure, but nonetheless, we do know it is a first down one way or the other.
And as soon as we have some more conferencing from the referees.
And they are just trying to make sure everything is correct. You don't want to have any small detail messed up right here. So they finally get everything set. Now Gannon's going to get a chance to hike the ball.
Now Phillips trips to the near side. Phillips looking to pass. Goes down the field. It's going to be intercepted by number 22. Thrown right to him. That was Isaiah Scott on the play, as it was just overthrown. As there is a penalty flag, though, on the play. So this may be for naught.
Well, we'll wait on the penalty call right here, but Isaiah Scott filling in for Aaron Terry today because of the suspension, finally making his mark, just sitting in center field waiting for the ball, and made the catch.
After the interception, there's a personal foul against California. So again, not sure what's going on out there.
And this is probably personal foul calls because of talking that's going on the field, because we aren't seeing any chippiness or any brawls or anything like that like we saw in the 3rd quarter, but it's probably just things being said, maybe taunting, stuff like that could be causing these penalties. And either way, you just got to try to limit those as much as possible. You're up by 4 scores and just play football at this point.
And that's interesting. If that's what it is, 9 times out of 10 they'll call that unsportsmanlike conduct, and which is if you get more than 2 of them, you're ejected. So it's interesting that they're calling them just personal fouls, if that is what that is. So now California backed up at their 6-yard line. Harris in the pistol with Franklin in the backfield. Harris takes it, hands it off to Franklin. Franklin going up the middle, getting about 4 yards on the carry, gets it to the 11-yard line.
And that's what you want to do right now for the Vulcans after getting backed up like that. You just want to give yourself a little bit of breathing room. And you got a lot of field to work with right now. Just continue to try to work your offense and just move down the field. We're going to see Fiore going to go in the backfield as well with Franklin.
As it's shotgun formation for Harris. Sidecars on either side. Harris hands it off to Fiore. Fiore cuts it up the middle and gets to the 15-yard line. That's going to be 3rd down and 1 for the Vulcans.
And it is 3rd down and manageable right there. Fiore trying to follow his blocks. I was wondering, seeing him in the backfield with Franklin, if that's what they were going to go with. They decided to use Franklin as a blocker. And it is 3rd down and short right here. And this is a big play for Gannon if you're on defense. You want to make the stop right here to give yourself a chance. Vulcans convert this 1st down. They're going to have more of an opportunity to burn clock and move down the field.
Harris in the pistol with Wheeler in the backfield. Harris looking to pass, screen pass. That pass is complete to Gary Brown. Gary Brown going backwards on the play, and he's going to get taken down at the 9-yard line. So losing yardage on the play is the California Vulcans.
I wonder about that play call right there. I know that it's another one of those misdirections you throw to the side of the field that there really isn't anybody except the receiver. It's worked so far in this game today, but on a 3rd and 2, backed up deep in your own territory, you're just trying to burn clock. I wonder why the Vulcans didn't decide to just go ahead and try to run that ball up the middle and get the 1st down, but now you have to punt from your own end zone, and Gannon's going to get good field position.
So interesting decision there. Now, as you said, they're punting from the middle of their own end zone. Smorey takes it and punts it away. It's returned by Gannon Ham, and Ham trying to find some room. Finally gets taken down by California.
And good special teams play right there for California as they made the stop. And we talked about our 3 social media platforms, but we also have our own website, calvulcans.com. It's the athletic website where you can catch our live stream of these Vulcan football games as well as any of our other broadcasts across any of the other sports that the Vulcans are a part of. So give us just check us out on there and check out our live stream if you get a chance to. We always appreciate anybody that's able to view our broadcasts.
And the next live stream we'll be doing most likely is on Tuesday from the Convocation Center, where there's actually going to be volleyball action, where the Cal Vulcans volleyball team is going to take on Seton Hill. As Phillips now has half a football field to go until they score. Phillips looking to pass. Under pressure, pocket collapsing, and he's going to get sacked, and the ball is out. The ball is out, and it's recovered by, I guess it's recovered by Gannon, but there's a late flag, and California is going to not get the penalty. It's going to be against Gannon for a late hit, I believe.
Yeah, Gannon was lucky to get that ball back right there as Zach Phillips lost the handle on it as he was going to the ground. The Vulcans getting some pressure on the quarterback and getting a sack right there once again. And we did see a Vulcan player get pushed down. And that penalty is going to be on number 56, Curtis Black, one of the offensive linemen for Gannon. As you see right here, there's the fumble. A little scrum for it. Nobody was able to get a hold of it. And then you see Brewster get thrown to the ground right there.
So now, 2nd and very long for Gannon as the ball is on the 20-yard line. So 2nd and 40 for Gannon. As Phillips under pressure. Phillips has room to run. He's finally taken down by number 20, Vondell Bell, but a pretty big pickup there for Phillips.
And on that situation, that's okay for the Vulcans. You're sending pressure. You're getting him flushed out of the pocket, avoiding any big passes right there. The defense responds to when he tucks that ball and runs. And he only picked up a decent chunk of yards to the 32-yard line. But again, that 1st down marker is still on the other side in Vulcan's territory at about the 40-yard line. So they still got a ways to go on 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 27 on their own 32-yard line. Phillips double trips to the near side. Empty backfield. Phillips with 1 second left finally gets the playoff as he's looking to pass, and he's got pressure again He's going to have to flush out and is looking to pass, and it's tipped away by number 20, Vondell Bell. And there is a penalty flag on the field, so don't know who this is on.
Well, right now the yellow laundry is just going all over the place on the field right now. As again, good escapability. Zach Phillips trying to create a play, but the Vulcans able to swat that pass down easily right there.
If it is a personal foul, it's from the spot. It's on the 40-yard line where the first down marker is. So we'll see.
The referees conferencing, trying to figure out what exactly happened.
And it's a personal foul against number 25, Brock Jones, on the play. So that's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which means it's going to be declined. So it's 4th and 27, where the Gannon now has to punt the ball away.
And at this point, down by 4 scores, the clock is really against Gannon. 8:22 left in this game, and they're giving the ball right back to California. And I like it, though. The Vulcans are playing pretty disciplined now as we move towards the end of this game, allowing Gannon to just use their frustration against themselves.
As a punt was almost blocked as this returned there by Gary Brown. Gary Brown cuts it to the outside. He finds a lane and gets up to the 40-yard line for the California Vulcans.
And Brown with a good return, getting into Gannon's territory right here on this one. So the Vulcans, again, they have an opportunity right here. Again, 8:12 left. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, but now I would say just try to run the football. You've had an effective job at doing that today. You might as well just continue to do that, at least burn off a couple minutes from the clock and just continue to make this game out of reach for the Golden Knights.
And both teams still have all of their timeouts remaining with 8:12 to go in the game. Harris in the shotgun, 2 sidecars on either side of him. Harris hands it off to Fiore. Fiore hits a man and gets taken down for a gain of about 5 yards.
Now, I've been impressed. We've seen it all season, but again today it's become pretty prominent. This Vulcans rushing attack is a 3-pronged machine with the way that they got Fiore back there, a little change of pace back. You got Wheeler with the speed to the outside, and then Franklin's the bruiser right up the middle. All together, these 3 have just created an effective rushing attack that the Vulcans have been able to use, especially today against Gannon.
As we get back to action here, Harris in the gun, same formation. Fiore on the near side, Franklin on the far. Harris now with 5 seconds on the play clock. Takes it and hands it off to Fiore. And Fiore's not going to get the first down. Maybe he will. He pushes for a few extra yards, and he may get the first down here.
Oh, nonetheless, even if he is short by a yard, which may be what the referees are going to spot him at, just a great job. He just continues to fight, bounces back toward his left, and even when he's pretty much down, he falls backward for another extra yard or so. And again, this is another 3rd and short opportunity for the Vulcans. We'll see if they decide to go ahead and run it this time and just pick up the first down.
As you see, Harris in the same formation, really letting the clock wind down. Harris with 5 seconds in the play clock, takes it, hands it off to Fiore, and Fiore is going to get enough for the first down and a few extra yards. So 1st and 10 for the Vulcans with 6:34 to go in this contest.
And that's huge because now the clock continues to run. You've moved the chains, and you're just forcing the clock to continue to run. So I like the conservative approach right here for the Vulcans. Up by 4 scores, you might as well go ahead and just run the ball the rest of the way out.
As it looks like Harris is going to keep the same formation with Franklin and Fiore as the backs. Harris, 10 seconds on the play clock. Takes the snap, looking to pass down the field to Kawan Scott. Kawan Scott is going to get it tipped away, but it's going to be pass interference against Kawan Scott as he pushed off to try to catch the ball.
Yeah, that's something you just can't do. It was pretty blatant, the fact that Kawan Scott pushed off his defender trying to get back towards the ball. I'm not sure, though. This could go against the defense, but the way it looked, Kawan Scott was the man that tried to push off of his defender to get some leverage and get up and get that football.
As we see the official call from the referee, as it is pass interference against Kawan Scott. as you see here on the replay.
Yeah, the ball is lofted up, and Kwan Scott again having to come back a little bit, and he does push right off his defender right there. That's just something you just can't do. So Vulcans are going to get backed up here on first down, back to the 38-yard line, and the clock stops then at 6 minutes exactly left in this game.
Harris now in the shotgun, same formation. Harris with 10 seconds, takes the snap, hands it off to Fiore. Fiore trying to find a hole, and he does, and he gets about 6 or 7 yards on the carry. So big run by Fiore, just finding those little small holes.
Yeah, and that's all you got to do really right there. He's able to follow his blocks and take it up the outside just like Wheeler usually does right there. And again, staying in bounds, that's the key as that clock continues to run.
As we're now at 5:30 to go in this contest. Harris, same look. 15 seconds on the play clock. Now 10. Really trying to let the clock run down. Now at 5 seconds on the play clock. Takes the snap. Looking to pass. He's going to scramble now. He's going to try to run for some extra yardage. He's going to get back to almost a first official line of scrimmage there. And the clock is going to continue to run.
Nolan Harris on that run right there. I was surprised to see him go back to pass, but then he decides to tuck and run it right here. And a little bit of a trip up right there as he got caught up by one of the defenders. So looks like he might have twinged something a little bit. He's getting up slowly and walking towards the huddle. So we hope he's all right. So that was a risky run going to the outside right there.
As Harris, same look. 10 seconds. Now 5 seconds. Takes the snap. Hands up, fake handoff, and it's intercepted by Gannon. That's number 23 on the play. Foster Resner just in and out of the hands of the California receiver.
And that time it was in and out of the hands as we're having a little bit of a scuffle on the sideline. More penalty flags have been thrown, but that was unfortunate for the Vulcans right there. In and out of the hands, Gary Brown to the waiting defender right behind him. The referee's making sure everything is settled right here. Get both teams back to their respective sidelines, but that is a big break for Gannon with the interception. Again, only 4:23 remaining on the clock, but here it is again. Gary Brown got his fingertips on this and is deflected right into the hands of number 23, Foster Resner. And it gets shoved out of bounds to that California sideline. You can see there's just a little bit of instigating going on once again, but the referee's doing a fantastic job. Give them a lot of credit, just keeping this thing under control. There is going to be some more penalties, and we're going to wait to see what exactly is called after that.
And you saw Martell Davis, number 24, Gannon, just come in out of nowhere into the Vulcan sideline. Not sure why he was flying in so fast to the Vulcan sideline, but that was the player you saw there as well with Foster Resner, who made the interception. We'll see what the official call is here on the field. And after the play, this unsportsmanlike conduct on the return team. That was number 20, Martell Davis, one I mentioned. So that's his first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
And that's going to back up Gannon even more right here. So they get the turnover, but nonetheless, you're going to lose 15 yards because of the penalty. And again, the clock really is not their friend. You can't really call it over till it's over, but with only 4:23 remaining and 4 scores to get, Gannon's going to have to pull off a miracle to get back into this thing tonight.
And right now, they may be just trying to play for some pride and get some more points on the board, trying to make it look like it was closer.
And the way things have been playing out, Anthony, there is no mistake. They are definitely trying to play for a little bit of pride right here in front of their home fans.
As it is their last home game of the season. Now Phillips in the shotgun, one sidecar. Waiting lots of time now at 5 seconds on the play clock. Phillips takes the pass and it's complete to number 21, Manziel. Almost looked like it hit the ground, but he maintained possession.
Yeah, he fell to the ground while catching that football, doing a great job right there. But the clock is going to continue to run, so Gannon hurrying right back up to the line for another play.
2nd and 6 on the 32. Phillips, same look. Looking to pass, and he's going to get taken down And the ball is out, but I think they're saying it was down by contact.
Yeah, they went back to the spot where Phillips fell to the ground, so it looks like his knees were already down by the time that ball came out. So there is no fumble on the play. Gannon gets to keep the ball, but they're already now set to a 3rd down.
3rd and 8 on the 30. Clock still running at 3:50 to go. Phillips in the shotgun. One sidecar to his left. Taking the snap, looking to throw. Phillips again under pressure, and it's going to be complete. What a catch by number 12, Brandon Klemensick.
Yeah, and it'll be maybe tough to see. I hope we can see it, but Klemensick got his hands right underneath that ball, making the catch. And that's going to move the chains, and Gannon's going to have to hurry back up to the line again. 3:23 left on the clock.
Phillips, same look. Takes it, looking to pass, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Justin Ham on the play.
And Phillips trying to get that ball off as he got hit down in the pocket. That pocket was collapsing around him. He was just trying to go for a short intermediate route right there, short to intermediate route. That time it fell just short as he was getting hit. That at least stops the clock for Gannon.
As California sets up their defense. Phillips, same formation. Looking to pass. Passes it to number 25, Brock Jones, and Brock Jones breaks a few tackles, and he's still got some room to run as he breaks some more tackles as he's still on his feet, and he finally gets taken down at about the 20-yard line. A huge run there for Brock Jones.
What a play and what a reception by Brock Jones right there. That was just a short little screen play. He had probably 3 to 4 blockers to follow him up that sideline. I thought he was going to try to cut back to the middle of the field, which would have been a mistake. The clock would have kept running, but he goes up the sideline, continues to run, gains a huge chunk of yards, and gets out of bounds. Great play.
That's now Phillips looking to pass again. Goes complete to Brock Jones in the middle of the field, and he gets taken down at around the 14-yard line.
And he seems to be the check down back right now for Phillips, and he's done a great job at it, getting quite a few receptions. He's going to take a play off right here, but Brock Jones really becoming effective. He's got both touchdowns today for Gannon.
As Phillips, same look. Takes it, hands it off up the middle. That is number 20, Martell Davis, and Davis gets to about the 3-yard line there. So 1st and goal for the Golden Knights.
That was actually the second running back, Tyler Johnson, on the play. Tough to distinguish 8s and 0s up here, but he got the handoff, moved them down to the 3-yard line. Gannon knocking at the door right here.
Johnson again looking to pass to Phillips, and it's complete to number 7, Justin Ham on the slant route. So the score now 20 for Gannon and 42 for California.
And no harm done right here for the Vulcans. You still have a decent lead with just over 2 minutes left in this game. So just gotta get back out there and continue to waste clock, but a good play right here by Phillips. Just the short little slant route going into the end zone. And of course, Justin Ham was wide open. And so Gannon gonna try to tack on the extra point.
Kark Holland with the kick, and it is good. The score now 42-21 in favor of California. Stay tuned for the final 2 minutes here on CUTV.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car, more music in the door, more music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation, playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL Power 92.
And welcome back here on CUTV, where the Vulcans are up 42-21 over the Gannon Golden Knights with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the contest. Gannon's going to be kicking off to the Vulcans. Vulcans are ready for the onside kick as they want the ball back.
Well, obviously in this situation, Gannon's going to have to go for that onside kick, and a lot of factors got to go their way for this.
And it is picked up by California. Looked like that was Gary Brown on the hands team picking that up. So 2 minutes and 3 seconds left for California to see if they can just run this clock out.
Yeah, Gannon does have all 3 timeouts. I would assume they're going to try to use them here on this drive. California's going to do everything they can to burn the clock. And if they can move the chains just once on Gannon, this game could very well be over.
As California huddles up, as precipitation starts to fall here at McConnell Family Field. It was going to rain later tonight, but it looks like it's starting to spritz just now.
Well, on the shores of Lake Erie, you never quite know what kind of precipitation you're going to get. I guess you could take it from me being a meteorology major, but nonetheless, hopefully it does hold off long enough for the end of this game. And
as Kier is in the game for California, and he hands it off up the middle. And that is number 44, Aaron Bailey, the running back for the Vulcans. So it's good to see that the Vulcans, being up by 3 touchdowns, that they're starting to sub in some of those other players to get them some yards and some stats.
Yeah, they're going to let their backups pretty much go into this game and try to run up some yards. And Gannon does, in fact, call a timeout after that run. So a 3-yard gain. And the Vulcans are going to have to, like I said, move the chains at this rate because Gannon is going to try to stop them whenever they can.
And looking at next week's California Vulcans football game, it's going to be home. It's senior day against Mercyhurst, November 7th, live at 1 o'clock p.m. on that live stream we were talking about on CalVulcans.com.
Yeah, we should be live stream on CalVulcans.com. Come on out to the game as well up at Adamson Stadium if you can. Being senior day, it's going to be a lot of these players' last hurrah up at the field for the Vulcans in the regular season, and we'll see that live aired on CUTV again Monday at 6, Tuesday at 4. So join us, though, next week for that game if you can.
As Kier comes back in the pistol formation. Bailey in the backfield. Kier with it, takes it and hands it off to Bailey. Bailey cutting back and loses about a yard on the carry. And there's going to be another timeout called by the Golden Knights with 1:49 to go in the game.
Yeah, the Golden Knights going to fight for every last second of this game, even being down by 3 scores at this point. They're going to try to just play for their pride right now, and they're trying to stop the Vulcans. They put their second-string players in, trying to get them a few reps in a live game. And right now, the Vulcans aren't able to really move the chains. We'll see what they decide to come up with going forward here on this next play.
And it's 3rd and 9 for the Vulcans, so we'll see if they try Kier's arm out. As you look at our next upcoming broadcast, and as mentioned before, on Tuesday, November 3rd, Seton Hill comes to California for volleyball, and that's going to be announcing me, Anthony D'Agostino, with Stephen Ruffing on the call at the Convocation Center that day. Then we said California versus Mercyhurst. And then November 14th, California is going to go to Lock Haven for a non-conference game. As Kier takes it and hands it off to Bailey. Bailey goes up the field, and he gets a few yards on the play, but not enough for the first down, as Gannon is going to burn their last timeout with 1:42 remaining.
And that'll force the 4th down again for the Vulcans. 4th and about 5 is what they're going to say right here. So the Vulcans more than likely going to just give this ball back to Gannon one last time. 1:42 left on the clock, like we said. So this game is all but over for the most part. But Gannon, again, going to try to play to the very final second here. But a tremendous game by the Vulcans overall. You take a look back. The 3rd quarter was a little bit not exactly ideal to what they were doing, but that first half was absolutely tremendous by the Vulcans, Anthony.
Oh, and it really was. It was probably the best half we've seen of this California team since me and Matt Hagee went to Virginia State. That was the high-octane offense we've been wanting to see all season, and we finally see it again today with this beautiful day here in Erie, Pennsylvania.
And give them credit, you know, putting up 42 points for the second straight week. And then on top of that, their defense, once again, the Vulcans defense creating 3, I think possibly 4 turnovers today. So once again, they had a huge game. And overall, this team just looked just about as good as they did last week on homecoming.
Now the Vulcans going to punt here. Smorey and Kier out there. Kier with it, takes it and punts it away. The ball's going to get a favorable California bounce as it's going to be downed at around the 15, 14-yard line.
And that's going to give Gannon one last opportunity with the football, more than likely here. So the California defense going back out. There is a penalty flag on the play, though.
As it was an illegal formation against California. So that'll be added at the end of the kick. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line for Gannon.
And all these Gannon offensive players in their last home game getting one last shot on the field here, one last drive. And a tough break for, again, Liam Nadler. He was on the sideline for the rest of the second half. He took a decent hit earlier in the game and wasn't able to return. But Zach Phillips, the freshman, doing a fantastic job in his stead the rest of the way, leading Gannon to pretty much all of their points today.
Phillips in the shotgun, one sidecar. Takes a snap, looking to pass. As he's going deep down the field, and it's going to be incomplete. No penalty there as he was looking for Brandon Manziel on the play.
And Manziel running up the sideline. He was underneath of it. He tried to catch this thing over his shoulder, but again, great defense by the Vulcans defensive backs right there, preventing that pass from ever happening. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10 for the Golden Knights on the 19-yard line. Phillips with one sidecar, doubles look. Phillips takes the snap, looking to pass again. That's picked off by the California Vulcans. That is there's a penalty flag flying. That was number 5, Brendan Blair. 3 penalty flags on the field.
Yeah, that was an interesting play, to say the least. The interception was made. I saw a helmet fly to the ground, as we can see right there. It was one of Gannon's players. That was Brock Jones's helmet, as a matter of fact. And then some tremendous hits right after that, as it was a stiff arm that ripped off his helmet initially. And then, of course, we saw the big hit right after the play was over. But I'm assuming the interception will stand despite these penalties, because they were after the play was already made. So either way, the Vulcans can take pride in the fact that this could possibly be the end of the game right here if they keep a hold of the football.
And we're going to take a look at this replay here, see what exactly happened.
We see Phillips, of course. We saw this step back to pass. The throw was over the middle of the field. It was caught right there. You can see there's the stiff arm that knocked off Brock's helmet as he throws his man to the ground. And there's a penalty flag that came in even just after that as well.
I'm not sure exactly who that was on defense, but you saw a little look like after the interception there was a big hit in the back from California. So I'm not sure if it's a block in the back penalty, as the referees are still discussing it. We'll see here. Personal foul against the defense, face mask, and a personal foul against the offense. The penalties are going to offset. 1st down for California, so the interception still stands.
And that will pretty much then do it for this game. Gannon with no timeouts, the Vulcans with the football. They just have to take 1 or 2 knees here, and then this game will be over, and the Vulcans can wrap this thing up and take the win going out from Gannon here on Halloween.
As Kier sets up for the victory formation with 1:18 to go in the contest. Just waiting for the ball to get set. Takes the snap and the knee. He may have to do that maybe 1 or 2 more times, as timeouts have run out for Gannon. So you see there, Coach Keller, pretty happy man today.
Yeah, the Vulcans, again, can take pride in the fact they came up here. They played very effectively in the first half. It sputtered a little bit in the second half, but nonetheless, they come out with the win today, another big statement win, and they have never lost here in Gannon in their history against the Golden Knights. So another big victory for the Vulcans, and they can move on to that game next week at home against Mercyhurst for Senior Day, moving in with a 6-3 record.
As there's 2 seconds left on the play clock, takes the knee. That should about do it. There should not need to be any more knees. And that is it. The final score, 42-21 in favor of California. And Damon, how about this California offense and defense today? Playing really tough here at Gannon.
Just an entire group effort. They played fantastic here in this one. They were able to avoid the ghosts and gulls on Halloween that we may wanted to avoid, and they came out with a fantastic victory today. So just a fantastic one to watch overall here.
And California keeps their regional playoffs hopes and dreams alive as they come away with a victory here at Gannon. 42-21 is your final score from Erie, Pennsylvania. Our next broadcast is going to be from the Convocation Center where Seton Hill takes on California November 3rd this Tuesday. For Damon Matson, for our other announcer on radio, Matt Hagee, I'm Anthony D'Agostino. Have a great night, everyone.